2000. Greg Poldren hit for the cycle in 02. Stephen Drew in 2008, and Kelly Johnson 2 years ago, July 2010, and Aaron Hill last night. The windup and the pitch, up and in. Ball 2, 2-1. Last 13 games, Hill the hottest hitter for the Diamondbacks, batting .408. Ramirez looks in. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Hill. Swinging a line drive, left field line, fair ball in toward the corner. Hill, the turn at first, heading for second. Up with the ball, Michael Saunders. Different angles out there in the corner. Now the throw in, cut off by Brendan Ryan. Aaron Hill with a leadoff double, a one-out double here in the bottom of the first inning.
I tell you, was he hot or what?
Red hot.
Red hot. He had 4 hits in the game last night, hitting for the cycle, and he starts things off with a double here tonight. I don't think it's ever been done to hit for the cycle in back-to-back nights.
I don't think it's
ever been done. But wouldn't that be something if he did that?
Not too many guys have 8 hits in back-to-back games, let alone hitting for the cycle. That would be something. Here's right fielder Justin Upton. Ramirez a look back at second. The pitch, Upton swinging a foul back. I tell you what, these guys are aggressive offensively. They put the ball in play with some authority, and they did last night against Hector Noesiu, who once again struggled when he was ahead in the count, 0-2, 1-2. And that's the way it was early in the ball game, and the Diamondbacks got to him for 3 runs right away in the bottom of the first. Ramirez from the stretch, and the right-hander's 0-1 pitch. Here she comes. Upton checks his swing, and it's inside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Upton batting .259, 5 home runs, and 24 runs batted in. Ramirez only 22 years of age. He's 5'11", according to the media guide. Weighs in at 205. Generates a lot of power from his legs. His fastball about 94. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Well hit ball. Deep into the gap to right center field, but Gutierrez going back to the 1-2 track, and he's there to make the catch. Tagging at second, heading for 3, and making it to third is Aaron Hill. But Gutierrez off with a crack of the bat, makes the catch deep in the gap, and there's 2 outs for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the first.
Quite a bit of room back there, because where Gutierrez was, it's back near that 413-foot side. And that was not that far away from it, but Gutierrez made it look easy out there, just gliding over there and making the catch. There's no way he's going to be able to get Hill tagging up and going to third. So just catch it, get the ball back to the infield.
That'll bring up left fielder Jason Kubel. That reminds us, the Ballpark Fence Report brought to you all season long by All City Fence. 330 down the left field line, 334 down the right field line, 407 to straightaway center. Here's the set, and the pitch on the way to Kubel. Swinging a foul tip into Montero's glove, and it's 0-1. But deeper in left center field and right center field, it's 413, and then 374 in the gaps. In the corners, there's a funny little angle that goes in toward the seating areas. So different angles around the outfield wall. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and it just misses outside. 1-1 on Kubel. This Ballpark Fence Report brought to you by All City Fence. Surround yourself with the very best. Runner at third, 2 outs, no score. Bottom of the first inning. Infield back with 2 down. The stretch. And the 1-1 pitch on the way to Kubel, and it's inside, backs him away. Ball 2, 2-1. Jason Kubel, the ex-Minnesota Twin, hitting .295 this year as a Diamondback. 7 home runs, 40 runs batted in. He was 1 for 2 last night with an RBI. Ramirez the stretch, and the 2-1 pitch, swing and a foul back, got a piece of Montero as it hits off the backstop and bounces all the way back out to the third base line, picked up for the Diamondbacks bat boy. So it's 2-2 on Kubel. Hill the lead at third base. Bottom of the first inning, and no score. Ramirez trying to get out of a little bit of a jam. Looks in, gets a sign from Jesus Montero. Here's the stretch. And the 2-2 on the way. Swinging a line drive. Knocking it down at first. The Smokey's got it. Little flip to Erasmo at the bag. And it's in time to get Kubel. That will retire the side. Justin Smoke diving to his left. Knocking the ball down. Takes a hit away from Kubel, and he saves a run, and that will end the inning. What a play by Justin Smoke. We go to the top of the second. Mariners nothing, the Diamondbacks nothing.
At Barrier Porsche, we know that.
Talk Mariners with Bob and Graz tomorrow noon to 3 on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Mariners and the Diamondbacks no score as we go to the top half of the second tonight here at Chase Field. By the way, the temperature outside is 106 degrees. Inside, a comfortable 81. Catcher Jesus Montero leading off the inning. Here's the pitch by Hudson. Swinging a foul, backing out of play. At a fastball, and the count is 0-1. Nice play turned in by Justin Smoke in the bottom of the first inning. Low liner off to his left, knocking it down. Ball was hit by Jason Kubel. Ball bounced off to Smoke's left. He was able to get to it. A little toss to Ramirez at the bag for the out to end the inning. Now the 0-1 to Jesus. A strike is called, and the count is 0-2. Nice play. Reminded me of a young Ron Fairley. Quick as a cat over there at first base.
That was a good play. Backhanding the ball, knocking it down, staying with it, then the accurate toss to the pitcher cover.
The 0-2. Up and away, ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Montero.
You need to have a first baseman that's not afraid to dive for the ball and go after it. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Go after those ground balls.
Montero batting .266, 8 home runs. Here's the pitch, down and away with a fastball. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If a ball gets down by you down there, that's an extra base hit.
Yeah, and you know, when I say go after it, I'm primarily referring to the ball that is hit to the first baseman's right. They have a tendency when the ball's hit on the ground to go to the bag. They run away from the ball.
Next off around the way, and a swing and a miss by Montero for strike 3. There's that changeup. Man, what a great changeup Daniel Hudson has. 3rd strikeout already for Hudson. 1 out for the Mariners here in the second. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
710 KIRO AM Seattle.
Here's left fielder Michael Saunders, and Saunders takes a look at a strike. 0-1 the count. Saunders hitting .265. He has 7 home runs, 22 runs batted in. No score, top of the second. The windup and the pitch. Fastball just inside. 1-1. Hudson last year was a 16-game winner. He was 16-12 with a 3.49 ERA. Next offer on the way, swing and a miss out in front of that changeup at the count 1-2. I was told Hudson's second best pitch is that changeup tonight. That's his best pitch.
So far tonight, it has been. His fastball right around 92, 93 miles an hour.
Now the 1-2 to Saunders, swung on, popped up and out of play on the third base side, and the count stays at 1-2.
Not much of a breaking ball. His breaking ball is what they refer to as kind of like a slurve. It's a small curve ball and a big slider. I mean, it's right there in between. And the changeup.
Next pitch to Michael, swing and a foul back, and the count stays. And a ball and 2 strikes.
And it's tough to get a breaking ball with a pitcher like this because he's a little bit, he's not right up over the top. He's more like three quarters.
Yeah.
And so therefore it's tough to get your fingers around in front of the ball for a big curveball. Over the top you can get a better grip on it.
Next pitch to Saunders, swinging a high pop-up into shallow right field down the line, going back to second baseman in foul ground. Aaron Hill is there, and he makes the catch. 2 outs for the Mariners in the second. Well, their stock is rising, brought to you by StockCharts.com. Focuses today on Double-A shortstop Nick Franklin. He's been named the top Southern League Player of the Month for May, an award voted upon by the Southern League Field Managers. Franklin is the Generals' first recipient of the honor since Mike Wilson in June of 2008, when the club was known as the West Tennessee Diamond Jacks. Franklin led the Southern League with a .394 average in the month of May. So congratulations to Nick Franklin. StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Here's Justin Smoke. First pitch, a strike. Next offer is swung on and belted deep to right field. Upton going back, looking up. Goodbye baseball. Justin Smoke with a smoke bomb to straightaway right field. Beyond the Diamondbacks bullpen and up into the bleachers. Number 11 on the year for Justin Smoke. And the Mariners have the lead 1-0 over the Diamondbacks here in the top half of the second.
Really kind of funny. I was talking to to Justin just a couple of days ago, and I was congratulating him on that base hit to win the ball game, the final game up there in Seattle. And we were talking a little bit, and I said, you know what? More good things can happen when you get the bat out in front than if you're constantly fighting the ball off. Boy, he got the big end out in front that time, didn't he?
He sure did. Here's the pitch to Dustin Ackley, and Ackley takes the pitch outside for ball one. So Justin Smoke hitting left-handed against the right-hander Daniel Hudson. A home run to right field. Pitch to Ackley, and it's outside again. Ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Ackley been down at the number 7 spot in the order for the last 5-6 games. He was 2 for 4 last night. Both hits the opposite way to left field. Here's the pitch, and it's up and away. Ball 3. 3-0 the count.
You know, when you turn a pitcher's fastball around like that, it's interesting that the next batter, they don't see too many fastballs in where they can pull it there. It's always seems like it's away.
Now the 3-0 pitch, and it's inside for ball 4. So Dustin Ackley with a 4-pitch walk. And that's the first walk given up by Daniel Hudson. And sometimes, Red, you're right, a pitcher gets scared out of the strike zone after giving up a home run.
Turn around and throw your best fastball up there and have the guy just turn it around. Say, whoa, wait a minute. What happened to my fastball? Well, it went up in the seat is where it went.
And it was number 11 for Justin. And his 31st run batted in. He's number 2 on the ball club in RBIs behind Kyle Seager, who has 39. And he's number 1 on the club in home runs with 11. Here's shortstop Brendan Ryan, the pitcher spot due up next. 1 on, 2 outs, 1 in, 1-0 Mariners lead. The stretch and the pitch to Brendan, fastball to strike. 0-1. Gerardo Parra getting the start in center field tonight for the Diamondbacks instead of Chris Young. He's shaded toward right center field. The set by Hudson as Ackley gets the lead at first base. Pitch to Ryan, and it's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2.
That's the slurve that we were talking about. Took a little something off it and just kind of ran a spiral up there and got it in a good location.
Ryan steps back in. Hudson on top of the hill, works for the stretch. Ackley lead at first base. Now the right-hander is 0-2 on the way, swinging a foul back and out of play. The fastball, and the count is still 0-2. Hudson is coming off a very good outing his last time out, June the 14th, an 11-3 win on the road in Texas. He went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, 5 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 7. Before that, he really had a rough time against Oakland, couldn't get out of the second inning. He gave up 6 runs on 8 hits. The stretch. Again, the 0-2 pitch swung on, line right past the pitcher, Hudson, and into center field. A base hit for Brendan Ryan. Down to second goes Ackley, and now the Mariners have runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the second inning. And that will bring up the pitcher, Erasmo Ramirez.
Bottom over.
Well,
there are 2 outs. I'm looking there at my scorecard, and I got 1 out down.
So here's Ramirez, the first time he's ever swung a bat in a big league game. Chance to help out his own cause, interleague play, National League ballpark, no designated hitter. Runners get their leads. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Ramirez swings, sends a ground ball to short, charging Bloomquist. Has it on the run, the throw to first, and it's in time to get Ramirez, and that will end the inning. Well, the Mariners get 1 run on the home run by Justin Smoke, and they leave a pair. We go to the bottom of the first. Our score, Mariners 1 and the Diamondbacks 0.
Pick it up this summer at Northwest Motorsport.
Brock and Salk, weekday mornings 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, our Sterling Bank score, it's now the Mariners 1 and the Diamondbacks 0, thanks to Justin Smoke's 11th home run of the year. Up into the bleachers and straightaway right here at Chase Field, where the roof is closed because it's 106 degrees outside at game time, but a comfortable 81 degrees inside. First baseman Paul Schmidt will lead off the bottom half of the second, followed by catcher Miguel Montero, and then third baseman Josh Bell against Erasmo Ramirez. Ramirez had a chance to swing the bat in the top half of the second with 2 on and 2 outs. We're rounded out to shortstop Willie Bloomquist. Goldschmidt up there batting .277, big right-handed hitter. 8 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Now the stretch, and the pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. What a day for the Mariners organization as a whole, because tonight the All-Star games are going on down in the minor leagues. Here's a swing and a broken bat, one hopper right back to the mound, taken by Ramirez, sets up, throws the smoke at first in time to get Goldschmidt, and there's one away. The Mariners have 16 minor leaguers who are all-stars. They're playing in an all-star game tonight in either the Southern League, the Midwest League, or the California League. 16 kids in the Mariners organization. How about that, Red?
That's mighty impressive, and some of the young pitchers that the Mariners have down there going to make up quite a bit of that list.
Danny Hultzen, one of the real gems in the organization, is starting the Double-A game in the Southern League, representing the Jackson Generals. Here's catcher Miguel Montero. The windup of the pitch by Ramirez. Fastball for a strike. 0-1. Quickly, here's the list. Jesus Sucre, Carter Capps, Taijuan Walker, Danny Hultzen, Joe Dunnigan, Danny Almonte, Nick Franklin, Bobby Lamframboise. Also John Hicks, Jack Martyr. Here's a swing and a pop-up down the left field side and out of play, and it's 0-2 on Montero. Brad Miller, Stephen Romero, Julio Moran, Jamal Austin, Tim Griffin, Jordan Shippers. 16 Mariner minor leaguers playing in an all-star game tonight. So that's the second wave of players coming. The Mariners had 18 rookies last year. Here at the big league level, the pitch, swing and a foul back by Montero. Hit off of Montero, the catcher. Miguel Montero, the hitter for the Diamondbacks. Jesus Montero, the catcher for the Mariners. Still 0-2 on Montero. But Tom McNamara and Jack Zarensic and the guys in the front office, the scouting department, man, they got to be busting with a lot of pride right now. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Fastball gets Montero looking. So 2 outs for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the second. And that is strikeout number 1 for Ramirez. Say, friends, mark your calendars. The Red Sox arrive for a big 4-game weekend series starting Thursday, June 28th. See Big Papi and Adrian Gonzalez take on Ichiro Felix and the Mariners in a battle of East versus West. It's part of the hottest June on record at Safeco Field, so make sure to pick up your tickets now at Mariners.com. Here's third baseman Josh Bell. The pitch to Bell is up and in. Ball 1, switch hitter. Batting from the left side, batting 186, and it's coming up from AAA Reno on May 21st. Ramirez has the sign, the wind, and the 1-0. Breaking ball is down and in. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The outfield straight away. Saunders in left, Gutierrez in center, Ichiro back in right field. Casper Wells played very well last night, had a couple of base hits. He got the start in right. 3-2 to Bell. Swing and a well-hit ball deep to right field. Ichiro going back, and this one is on the track and off the wall. Bell heading for second. The throw in by Ichiro cut off by Ackley. Josh Bell with a 2-out double. And the Diamondbacks have the tying run on in scoring position.
Ball was hit well. Nothing Ichiro could do with that one. It short hopped that right field fence. And Ichiro just went over, picked it up, threw it back in as quickly as he could, but an easy stand-up double for Bell.
So he's on at second with 2 outs. Mariners lead 1-0, bottom of inning number 2. And here's center fielder Gerardo Parra. Parra didn't play in last night's ball game. He's batting .258, 5 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Time called. Shortstop Brendan Ryan comes in. Has a quick word with Ramirez. Just a reminder, keep your eye on the guy at second base, a tie and run. And now they're going to take the bat away from Parra with the pitcher coming up. Good strategy right here. We're in the National League ballpark. Take the bat away from the number 8 guy and take your chances with the pitcher. And there's ball 1. So Parra will get the intentional walk here from Eric Wedge. And now the Diamondbacks will have runners on at first and second with 2 outs with the pitcher, Daniel Hudson, coming up.
And he's not an ordinary hitting pitcher. Here's a guy that can swing the bat. Not a bad hitting pitcher. Hit .233 last year and had 14 runs batted in.
He won the Silver Slugger Award for the National League's best hitting pitcher And there is ball 4. So Parra with the walk. And now the Diamondbacks have runners at first and second with 2 outs. 1-0 Mariners. Hudson this year, this is only his 8th start of the year, batting just .200, no home runs, and 1 RBI. So a good strategy right here. Why pitch to a guy who can't hit? Parra batting .258 with 5 home runs, and he's driven in 21.
Left-hand hitter to go along with it with the right-hander on the mound.
So Ramirez facing the pitcher Daniel Hudson. The runners get their leads. The set by Erasmo. Here's the pitch. Hudson with a swing and a miss. 0-1.
Way tardy on that fastball. A fastball right in between the belt and the letters. In on him, and he had Hudson pretty well tied up.
0-1 the count. Erasmo looks in, has a sign from Montero, and the 0-1 pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-1. Diamondbacks left the runner stranded at third base in the bottom of the first inning thanks to a great play by Smoke at first base, robbing Jason Kubel of a hit. And getting Kubel at first. Pitch to Hudson is outside. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. All right, you got to come in now. You don't want to lose the pitcher. Hudson steps back in, waves that bat around. Runners get their leads. Bell on at second. Parra at first base. Ramirez from the set. And the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back, and man, he had a cut. 2-2 the count on Hudson.
He was going for the downs. He was trying to hit one out of here.
Ramirez with a new baseball from home plate umpire Brian Gorman. So the pitcher Hudson doesn't get cheated when he lets that bat go. Runners get their leads. And the 2-2 on the way, and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. He got him. Erasmo Ramirez strikes out the pitcher Daniel Hudson. That'll end the inning. A couple of strikeouts for Ramirez. We go to the top of the third here in Phoenix. Our score: the Mariners 1 and the Diamondbacks 0.
710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we go to the top of the third tonight here in Phoenix at Chase Field. The Mariners leading the Diamondbacks by a score of 1-0. Thanks to a home run by Justin Smoke to right field, his 11th home run of the season. Erasmo Ramirez getting out of trouble in the bottom of the second. The Diamondbacks leaving 2 on as Ramirez was able to strike out the pitcher Daniel Hudson for the final out of the inning. So we go to the top of the third. Mariners 1, the Diamondbacks 0. And for the play-by-play, here's Red.
All right, thank you very much, Rick. And that is the Sterling Bank score as we go here in the inning. As Rick mentioned, score 1-0. Ichiro will be the leadoff batter. He had his 2500 hit, his first time up. He just hit a soft little looper into center field, a solid base hit. Hit number 2,500 for Ichiro. Here's the first pitch, and Ichiro swings and loops it over the head of the third baseman and hits the dirt and just trickles into shallow left field, and Ichiro will go into second, and he'll have a double. So Ichiro with a pair of hits, single and a double. That ball did not roll very far. In fact, the left fielder, Kubel, had to come in and pick that thing up, and he got it into the infield as quickly as he could. But Ichiro, with his speed, able to pick up the double. So Ichiro is 2 for 2. And the Mariners have a runner down there in scoring position, and here is Franklin Gutierrez. The ball just hit hard enough just to get over the head of Bell, the third baseman, who, of course, was playing in with Ichiro up there at the plate. And the ball landed about, 10, 15 feet short of the outfield grass and just trickled down the line. So here is Gutierrez, and he bunts one right back to the pitcher. Hudson has it, throws to first base. And Gutierrez with a sacrifice, moving Ichiro from second to third. 1-3 on the putout. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Kyle Seager. Sterling Bank reminds you life is about the good stuff. Your bank should be too. So visit their new website at bankwithsterling.com. Here's Seager. He struck out on a changeup. Had a real good pitch to hit, but he missed it. And then he got that nasty changeup. Out of the stretch, Hutchins comes set, and the pitch on the way, and it's down low, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Mariners on top by a score of 1-0, but they're threatening to add to that right here with Ichiro at third. 1 out, and you have the heart of the lineup coming up. Seager with 39 runs driven in. Waits at the plate, pitch on the way, swung on, fouled away, and there goes the bat. He threw it clear into the far end of the Mariners dugout. I mean, he fired that quite a ways. He threw that about 75, 80 feet in the air.
Mariner equipment manager Ted Walsh picks up the bat. Wow, that was some kind of heave right there by Kyle Seager.
And thank heavens it went into the far end of the Mariners dugout where not many guys sit. And it did not go into the stands, did not hurt any of the players. That's an eerie feeling when that bat slips out of your hand like that. And chances are a lot of times it really hurts your fingertips.
See, that happens, seems like a lot on a good changeup.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Hudson. Swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. I get fooled on pitches and stuff like that.
But hand comes up, bottom end releases. You think it's going to be a fastball, you gear up for a fastball, all of a sudden you get fooled on a pitch, and bat comes sailing out of your hands on a good off-speed pitch at times.
He threw that quite a ways. 1 ball and 2 strikes. From the stretch, Hudson works the plate, and it's hit off the hands. A soft little line drive into left field, a base hit. Ichiro will score. Seager picks up his 40th RBI of the year, and the Mariners lead it 2-0. Nice bit of hitting that time by Seager with 2 strikes, taking that ball the other way like that. Even though it kind of fisted him, hit it off the hand somewhat, still picked up the base hit. Good hitting by Seager. That'll bring up Jesus Montero, who struck out his only time up. 2-0 Mariners. Seager taking the lead down there, and a snap throw over to first base, and Seager just kind of falls back to the back. That is hit number 4 for the Mariners. And the Mariners are 1 for 2 tonight, hitting with runners in scoring position. They were not particularly effective last night. They had chances. Pitch on the way, and Montero takes low and outside. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Mariners were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position last night. They just didn't have that many opportunities. Hudson again ready. A glance over the shoulder, and a pitch is in there for a strike. Snap throw down to first base, and diving back is Seager. So the count now is even up 1 ball, 1 strike to Montero. The D-backs last night, they didn't hit that well with runners in scoring position. I mean, they were 2 for 7. But what they did do extremely well, they had 4 sacrifice flies. And, of course, Hill hitting the home run. That counted for all their runs. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and hit foul down the left field line, right field line. And that's well back in the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Montero went 0 for 4 in the game last night. Comes into this game with a .266 batting average, 8 home runs, 28 runs driven in. On deck is Michael Saunders. Hudson ready. Turns and snap throws once again over to first base, and once again back on his knees is Seager. Daniel Hudson, just 25 years of age, pretty good size. 6'3", weighs 225 pounds. Makes his home down here in Chandler. Rests his hands, works the plate, and the pitch is a fastball just inside. Kind of had Montero jackknifing out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rick mentioning that Hudson, a 16-game winner last year, comes set one more time. Pitch on the way, and is swung on a miss. Strike 3. Montero chased a bad pitch. That might have been another one of those changeups. Strikeout number 4. 2 men out. We're going to pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
710 ESPN KIRO AM Seattle.
So here's Michael Saunders, the left fielder. He popped up to the second baseman his first time up, and Saunders swings through him pitch, and the count is 0-1. Out in front, just a little bit of that curveball. Just a little bit out in front. Last 18 games, Saunders has been batting at a .352 clip. He went hitless in the game last night. Infield straightaway, outfield shading Saunders a little bit toward left field. As the next pitch, fastball rides outside to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. We were talking about Daniel Hudson last year, 16-game winner. That was third most in the National League in 33 starts. Ranked among the National League leaders in game starts, inning pitched, wins. Next pitch on the way, and that's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. He also was among the leaders in base on balls per 9 innings. He started the year 0-4. Not a really very good start. But then after that, he won 16 while losing 8 thereafter. There's a soft line drive hit to the second baseman Hill. He has it, and side retired by in the inning. 1 more run, a double by Ichiro, a base hit by Seager. And after 2.5 innings of play, Mariners lead 2-0.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, and this is a pop.
710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we go to the D-backs half of the 3rd inning, and it'll be the top of the order, and Willie Bloomquist, Aaron Hill, and Justin Upton. The Sterling Bank scores. We go here in the 3rd inning. Mariners on top by a score of 2-0. Bloomquist tapped right back to the pitcher his first time up. And the first pitch to Willie is a pitch that's outside just a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes. Bloomquist had a hit in the game last night, a run scored. Next pitch on the way, and Bloomquist hits one well into the gap into right center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. As that one hops the wall, Bloomquist around second. He's going to head for 3. The throw to the third base is offline. Head first dive. Bloomquist with a triple. Willie Boom Boom going boom the other way. That is his 5th triple of the year. A leadoff triple here in the 3rd inning. Wasn't any doubt about that. Gutierrez got over there as quickly as he could, but that was a long way to go for that one. So that'll bring up the second baseman, Aaron Hill. Bloomquist has been hot. The last 13 games he's been batting at a .333 clip. He's been on base 23 of the last 24 games, and he's hit safely in 21 of the last 24 games. So he's been hot. Here's Aaron Hill, talking about a guy that's hot. And the first pitch to him is down low and outside, ball 1. Aaron Hill had 4 hits last night, including hitting for the cycle. And already he has doubled here tonight. He is 1 for 1, so that's 5 hits in a row. Ramirez works out of the stretch, pitch on the way, down low and inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes, look out. That's a dangerous count, 2 balls and no strikes. It's almost like a free swing for the batter up there. You can look for the pitch that you want, where you want it. Ramirez again ready. 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back out of play. And Aaron Hill had quite a rip at that one. Mariners on top, 2-0. We're in there. Arizona Diamondbacks, half of the 3rd inning. On deck is Justin Upton. Hill has now a 12-game hitting streak at home. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit off the hands, looped into center field. Going back is Ackley. He's there, makes the catch. Tagging at third is Bloomquist, and he will score. Very alert running by Bloomquist. The ball was not hit very far. It was hit so shallow Gutierrez couldn't get to it. Ackley going back, making the catch over the shoulder, but really hadn't a good chance to throw him out at the plate.
No, not at all, because his momentum was taking him way out there in center field. He had to go way back to make that catch off his right shoulder, and Willie just stood there at third and tagged and was able to score. standing up, and Ackley just couldn't put a lot on the throw because his body was going away from the plate.
So good defensive play by Ackley, but he couldn't do anything with it. Good base running by Bloomquist. And here's Upton, and the first pitch to him is in there for a strike. So that cut the lead in half. D-backs lead now by a score of 2-1. Upton flied to center field his first time up. Next pitch swung and hit sharply on the ground to Ryan, who bobbles, bare hands, throws to first base, not in time. We'll see how they score that. I would imagine it's going to be an error on Ryan. And indeed it is. You don't see him make very many errors. So the error off the bat of Justin Upton, and that'll bring up the left fielder Jason Kubel. Oh, what a better way to watch the Mariners they're at Safeco Field on the diamond, then from the Diamond Club seat located right behind home plate. Consider the best seats in the house. You'll enjoy all-inclusive food and a full bar service. Receive first-rate service right from your seat. So for more information, visit mariners.com/premium. There's a turn in the throw to first base, and Upton back in plenty of time. Upton with 8 stolen bases. You have to keep an eye on him. Jason Kubel hit one sharply down the line at first base his first time up, and Justin Smoke made an outstanding defensive play. And the first pitch to Kubel misses high and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Mariners leading by a score of 2-1. Jason Kubel, of course, you remember him when he was with the Minnesota Twins. He played for them for 7 years, where he compiled a .271 batting average. He had 104 home runs for him in those 7 years. Here's the 1-0 pitch and away. Fastball again, high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. He drove in 429 runs for the Twins. Last year was kind of a shortened season for him. He had a sprained foot and appeared in only 99 games. Left-handed batter waiting. Has driven in 40 runs this year. Ramirez ready. And the 2-0 pitch is fouled back out of play, and that's going to go into the upper deck off to our left. So the count goes to 2-1. We said that Kubel had some good years with the Minnesota Twins, and indeed he did. His best year was in 2009, when he hit 300. And he had 28 home runs and drove in 103 runs that season. Ramirez again ready. Here's the pitch, and Kubel takes a fastball up and in. And it goes to 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Keep an eye on Justin Upton over there at first base. Not a bad count to run on right here. He should be around the plate. Didn't want to walk the batter, so you might send the runner. Ramirez comes set. He holds. Runner does not go, and the pitch is swung on and hit well to right field. Ichiro going back. That's over his head as it one-hops the wall. Around second, on his way to third is Upton, and gliding into second base with a stand-up double is Jason Kubel. And so the D-backs now have runners at second and third with just 1 away. And that will bring up the first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. That ball was just kind of ducking a duck hook into the corner. It one-hopped the right field fence. Ichiro had no play. Just get it back to the infield as quickly as you could. Upton kind of had to hesitate because he wanted to make sure that the ball got over the head of Ichiro. So the D-backs are threatening here in their half of the third inning. Mariners lead by a score of 2-1. Ramirez comes set, and the pitch on the way, and it is swung on, base hit center field. Upton will score. Around third is Kubel. The throw to the plate is cut off. Kubel scores, and the D-backs lead it by a score of 3-2. Throw by Gutierrez was cut off by Smoke, had no chance to get the runners, so the reason he cut the ball off was to make sure that Goldsmith, the hitter, remains at first base and not get down to second base. Time called now as the pitching coach Carl Willis goes out to have a visit with Ramirez.
Yeah, that throw was starting to die and it was offline, so Smoke had to go get it. Make sure to at least try to keep the double play in order.
All right, this visit to the mound is brought to you by Pacific Office Automation. Just like Pacific, problem solved.
And Carl Willis out to the mound to just check in with Ramirez, slow him down a little bit. Willie Blomquist getting things going with that leadoff triple into the gap in right center field. They were having their problems offensively on the last road trip. Shut out twice in the last 2 games of the trip down in Anaheim. But I tell you what, these guys are very aggressive swinging the bat.
You know, one thing in talking to the Arizona people is that what they have been doing is that they've been scoring runs in bunches. And that generally isn't the case with a lot of teams when they start hitting the ball well. So the skipper, not the skipper, but Willis is back into the dugout, and then the pitch to Montero is swung on and fouled right there at the feet of Montero. And it's 0-1. The inning started when Willie Blomquist tripled into right center field. And he scored in a sacrifice fly by Aaron Hill. Justin Upton was on via an error by Ryan at shortstop. Kubel doubled to right field. And now Paul Goldsmith has singled to drive in Upton and Kubel. And the batter now is Montero. There's a throw to first base, and Goldsmith is back in plenty of time. You recall in the game last night that the D-backs rolled out 3 runs in the first inning on 3 hits. They have 3 hits here this inning. Ramirez comes set, checks the runner at first base, and the right-hander's next pitch is swung on and fouled at the feet, and ball trickles over toward the Mariners dugout. 0-2. Montero made his first All-Star team last year. He established career highs in batting average with a .282 average. 36 doubles, 18 home runs. He drove in 86 runs, and all that in 140 games. Ramirez again set. And the pitch. It is down low, over the plate, but low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You heard Rick talk about the fact that Ramirez needs to keep the ball down. He's much more effective when he keeps the ball down. And for the most part, he's done a pretty good job here tonight. But that pitch to Goldsmith was not down, nor was the pitch down to Kubel. Next pitch, that misses, and that evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramirez, 22 years of age, 5'11", weighs 205 pounds, born in Nicaragua. His second start, his 9th appearance this year. Leans in, gets the signs from Montero. Looks over his shoulder at first base, now comes set. And the pitch on the way, and it is hit off the hands and popped up off a third, and that's going to get into the crowd. Seager giving chase, but that is well back into the crowd. So the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners up after this particular road trip. They have one more game here tomorrow afternoon. They go to San Diego for 3. And then they're going to come right back for a nice homestand, a 10-game homestand. They're going to play 3 games against the A's starting on the 25th. 25th, 26th, and 27th. Then the Red Sox come in for a big 4-game series. And then it'll be closed out with Baltimore coming in for the final 3 games of this 10-game homestand. Here's a fastball that rides inside, and it's a full count now, 3-2 to Miguel Montero. Red Sox are there on the 28th, 29th, 30th, and 1st of July. July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Baltimore will be in town. Baltimore has a very good ball club. They have surprised a lot of people this year, and they're playing very well. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's 1 man out. And the pitch on the way. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and popped up on the infield. Who's going to call for it? Justin Smoke moving over halfway between first and second. Makes the call. Makes the catch. And that takes care of Montero. And back to first base goes Goldschmidt. So with 2 men out, here's Josh Bell, the switch hitter. So hope you have your tickets in hand. Once again, we said that after this road trip, Oakland for 3, Boston for 4, and Baltimore comes in for a big 3-game series. D-backs on top by a score of 3-2 as we go here in the inning. There's a turn and another throw to first base. Doesn't figure that Goldschmidt was going to be doing much. You have Bell up there at the plate, left-hand hitter. Well, he's a switch hitter, batting left-handed this time. And you like to have the runner stay at first base and kind of open up that hole on the right side of the diamond for the batter. There goes the runner, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Throw to second base, not in time. Montero tried to throw it from his knees, bounce it to Ryan, and it was not in time. So Goldschmidt with his 5th stolen base. Kind of surprised me a little bit they'd be going, because they kind of want to have that hole over there on the right side of the diamond so that Bell could hit one through, but took advantage of it. Out of 0-1. And the pitch on the way. And a check swing. Does he go around? Yes, as a home plate umpire, Brian Coleman. And there wasn't any problem with that being called a strike. That went way around too far. So the count is 0-2. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and down goes Bell. But not before the D-backs come up with 3 runs in the inning. And after 3 complete, Arizona on top by a score of 3-2.
Seattle Mariners baseball is brought to you by ProLiant Surgeons, Dodge, and Washington Dental Service. Let's get back to the action in the 4th inning on the home of the Mariners. 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we have played 3 innings here in the very warm, not warm, it's a hot city down here in Phoenix. Temperature at game time, 106 degrees. Yes, indeed. It is not anything else but hot down here. Let's go to the 4th inning with the D-backs on top now by a score of 3-2. And once again, here's Rick Riz.
All right, thank you very much, Ron. The Sterling Bank score, that's it. 3-2 Diamondbacks as they get 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Big 2-run single by Goldschmidt to give the Diamondbacks the lead. Justin Smoke leading off the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch by Daniel Hudson, and it's low and outside for ball 1. It was Smoke who got things going offensively for either side with a home run with 2 outs in the 2nd inning, his 11th home run of the year. Now the 1-0 pitch. Just outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Mariners added a run in the 3rd and an RBI single by Kyle Seager. That scored Ichiro, who is 2 for 2 tonight. Wind up and the pitch swung on, popped up, shallow left field. Coming in is Kubel. Jason still a few more steps, and he's there and makes the catch, and there's 1 out for the Mariners here in the 4th. Well, it's Tuesday, which means we're giving away a 2-night escape for 2 at the beautiful Sun Mountain Lodge, Washington State's premier destination resort. You could be the lucky winner. Find out how during tonight's postgame show with Matt Pittman and Shannon Dreyer. And right now, text the word SUN to 710-710 to receive a special offer of a free night stay at Sun Mountain Lodge. Here's Dustin Ackley, takes a pitch for a strike, 0-1. Daniel Hudson ready, fires away the 0-1 pitch, low and inside in the dirt, bounces away from Montero, the catcher. Ball 1, 1-1 the count on Ackley, who walked in the 2nd. Mariners had their 7-game win streak snapped against the Diamondbacks down through the years in interleague play. Here's the pitch, and it's outside, ball 2, 2-1. The Mariners are now 13-6 in interleague play against the Diamondbacks. Interleague play started in 1977. The Diamondbacks were formed in 1998 along with the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled away behind the plate by Ackley, and the count is even at 2-2. Dustin steps back in as Hudson looks in to get the sign. Doesn't waste too much time between pitches, and the 2-2 offer swung on and fouled out of play on the left field side. And it's still 2-2. even though it's a little on the warm side, I still enjoy coming down here the few times we get to come to Phoenix for interleague play because it reminds us about spring training. Spring training is just perfect time of the year down here. Next pitch to Ackley, and it's outside for ball 3. Full count 3-2. We get down here late February. The temperature about 75, gets up to about 85, 90 at the end of March. See a lot of familiar signs and streets when we get down here now. Pitch on the way, swinging a line drive, base hit into right field. Dustin Ackley with a one-out single here in the top half of the fourth, and the Mariners have the tying run aboard. D-backs lead by a score of 3-2.
Well, to go along with that, you also get a chance to see a lot of the young players in spring training in the Mariners organization. We find out about them, we read about them, but then you finally get a chance to watch some of them play in those games down there. So yeah, spring training can be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a great time down here to spend 4 or 5 weeks, watch the club get ready for another season. Here's shortstop Brendan Ryan. Ryan's single, the line shot past Hudson back in the second. The stretch and the pitch inside as Brendan backs away from ball 1. Now it's a little toasty. Brennan steps back in. Ackley a lead at first base. Mariners 2 runs, 6 hits. Diamondbacks have 3 runs on 5. But they bunched them together. Now Hudson a step off, and he looks Ackley back to the bag. We had a crowd of over 24,000 fans last night. Count 3-2.
And how many baseballs does a team go through in a year?
A lot.
Bet you they go through about 2,000 dozen.
Ton of baseballs during the season. Well, let's see if Ackley takes off here at first base with count 3-2. He stays. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 outs for the Mariners here in the top half of the 4th inning. That is strikeout number 5 for Daniel Hudson.
And another one on a changeup.
It's a great changeup. His changeup about 83, 84. His fastball is only 91, 92.
I have 4 of the 5 strikeouts have been on changeup. The only one was the fastball to Gutierrez back in the first inning that he struck out on.
My goodness, he is a good one. Here's the pitcher, Roscoe Ramirez, and he takes a strike. 0-1. Ramirez, chance to swing the bat. 0 for 1 tonight, has grounded out to Willie Bloomquist at shortstop. Diamondbacks lead by a score of 3-2 in the top half of the 4th. Tying run at first, Dustin Ackley. Stretch and the pitch, swinging a foul back behind home plate. And it's 0-2. Hudson with a new baseball from the home plate umpire tonight, Brian Gorman. Here's the stretch and the 0-2 to Ramirez, and a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit. Tying run left aboard. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Our score, Diamondbacks 3 and the Mariners 2.
The Bob and Gras tomorrow noon to 3 on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Our Sterling Bank score, it's the Diamondbacks 3 and the Mariners 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. As we do, let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
KIRO AM Seattle.
Center fielder Gerardo Parra will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning, followed by the pitcher Daniel Hudson. Erasmo Ramirez, feet close together, standing at attention as he looks in to get the sign from Jesus Montero. Now delivers. Parra tries to bunt, and he fouls it off the screen behind home plate. 0-1. Here's a look at some scores around baseball as interleague play continues. Atlanta in New York. The Yankees lose 4-3 to the Braves, so the Braves snap the Yankees' 10-game win streak. Tim Hudson getting the win for Atlanta. He goes to 5-3. Hiroki Kuroda with a loss now, 6-7 for the Yankees. Here's the 0-1 to Parra, and it's inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Colorado in Philadelphia. Phillies win 7-2 over the Rockies. Cincinnati in Cleveland. 10 innings. Indians get 2 in the bottom of the 10th and win it 3-2. Here's a pitch. Check swing. Strike at the knees. 1-2 to Parra. Nick Hagedorn, who started at the University of Washington, gets that win in relief for the Indians. St. Louis in Detroit. Tigers win at 6-3 over the Cardinals. Justin Verlander, 7th win. He's 7-4. Here's a swing and a deep drive. Deep into right field. Ichiro looking up. Goodbye baseball. Way out of here to right field. Gerardo Parra, his 6th home run of the season. Home run leading off the bottom of the 4th, and it's now the Diamondbacks 4 and the Mariners 2.
Rick, there wasn't any doubt about that one. The ball went half the way, maybe a little bit further than that, into the bleachers there in right field. I mean, he put a charge in that one.
And Red, this pitch was up, center cut over the plate. And up, and Parra got it out of here, and that was Erasmo's problem his last start against San Diego. That fastball was up in the strike zone. Here's the pitcher, Daniel Hudson. The pitch, fastball is low, ball 1. Hudson 0 for 1. Ramirez struck him out in the 2nd inning. 4-2 Arizona. Here's the lineup and the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, and that ball was right down the middle. And it's 1-1 on Hudson.
In the game of baseball today, you can pitch up if you can throw it above 95 miles an hour. You can get away with it with some pitches. But if you're not at 95 miles an hour or more, you better get it down around the knees.
Guys will catch up to that in a hurry. The next pitch down and away, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I don't mean you can pitch up there consistently, but you can get away with pitches up there.
Next offer, swinging a ground ball up the middle, and behind second goes Brendan Ryan. He's got it. Spin move, throws the first in time to get Hudson. Fine play by Mariners shortstop Brendan Ryan to take a hit away from Daniel Hudson. 1 out for the Diamondbacks here in the 4th. Well, friends, this year the Mariners are proud to induct Randy Johnson and Dan Wilson into the Mariners Hall of Fame, and we want you to share in the celebration. Join Jay Buhner, Alvin Davis, Edgar Martinez, and many other special guests for the Hall of Fame luncheon on Friday, July 27th at Safeco Field. The on-field luncheon will be filled with great moments from the memorable careers of Randy and Dan. For information, visit mariners.com/HOF. A big day. Here's Willie Bloomquist, and he takes a strike from Ramirez, 0-1.
With the pitcher making an out, leadoff guy has to be able to take a strike. Let the pitcher get back in the dugout and relax a little bit.
So Willie does. Here's the next offer by Ramirez, and that's a strike on the inside corner with a breaking ball, and the count is 0-2. Willie led off that 3-run bottom of the 3rd with a triple into the gap in right center field, his 5th triple of the season. The windup and the 0-2, and a swing and a miss. He went after a breaking ball down and away for strike 3. So 2 outs for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the 4th. That is strikeout number 4 for Erasmo Ramirez. 2 outs, and here's second baseman Aaron Hill. Hill hit a pop-up that turned into a sacrifice fly into shallow center field. Willie was able to tag and score after that leadoff triple in the 3rd. And Hill also doubled down the left field line in the 1st inning. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1. Speaking of spring training, back in the spring, toward the end of the spring, Ramirez got a start against the Diamondbacks over at their new home in Scottsdale that they've been sharing just the last couple of springs with the Rockies. Here's the pitch, and it's low outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And Erasmo pitched very well in that ball game, went 3 scoreless innings against the Diamondbacks. And I think it was that particular outing that really put Erasmo on the map as far as the Mariners brass and what they were seeing. GM Jack Zarencic, manager Eric Wedge. Here's a swing and a high fly ball deep to left field, down the line, going and going and gone. Goodbye baseball. Aaron Hill with a home run last night to complete the cycle. It's a solo home run here in the bottom of the 4th, and it's now the Diamondbacks 5 and the Mariners 2. Second RBI tonight, second home run in as many games for Aaron Hill. He now has 9 home runs on the year.
And he's halfway to the cycle again. He has the double. He has the home run.
So 2 home runs for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the 4th. Leadoff home run by Gerardo Parra, and now the home run by Hill with 2 outs. 5-2 D-backs. Here's Justin Upton, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Upton was safe on an error by shortstop Brendan Ryan in the third. He scored on a 2-run single by Goldschmidt along with Jason Kubel. Upton 0 for 2. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Goes after an off-speed pitch in the dirt for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Mariners had a 2-0 lead in this game, but now it's 5-2 Arizona. Ramirez looks in, has a sign from Montero, and the 0-2 to Upton. Swing and a miss, and a changeup down and away for strike 3. That'll end the inning. Strikeout number 5 for Ramirez. But the Diamondbacks get 2 runs on 2 hits. Home runs by Parra and Hill. And after 4 innings of play, we go to the 5th. Diamondbacks lead 5-2.
Listen to Brock and Salk tomorrow 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Our Sterling Bank score. It's now the Diamondbacks 5 and the Mariners 2. Home runs by Parra and Hill in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. Ichiro to lead it off. Daniel Hudson delivers a strike. 1 called in the outside corner. Our 5th inning is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Hours and hours of energy. The pitch. Ichiro takes outside. Ball 1-1-1. His single leading off the game. Soft single to center field was career base hit number 2,500. 4th fastest to 2,500 base hits. Here's the pitch, and it's low. Ball 2-2-1. If you're wondering who the other 3 guys are, quicker to 2,500 hits. Al Simmons did it in game number 1784. Ty Cobb got to 2,500 in game number 1790. George Sisler 1808. Here's a swing and a ground ball up the middle into center field. A base hit for Ichiro, and he is 3 for 3 tonight. So he had the day off last night. Comes back tonight. He's 3 for 3. And Ichiro gets career base hit number 2,500 in game number 1,817. So he's aboard at first base. Nobody out here in the 5th. Mariners down by 3. And here's Franklin Gutierrez. Gutierrez put down a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. He struck out back in the 1st. Daniel Hudson. 6'3", 225. Delivers. Strike called, 0-1. Mariners back home on June the 25th to take on the Oakland A's. Long homestand, 3 with the A's, 4 with the Red Sox, 3 with Baltimore. Get your tickets in advance at SeattleMariners.com/tickets. Here's the set, and the 0-1 pitch, and it's low. Ball 1-1-1 the count on Gutierrez. Man, it's been a rough last 2 years for Franklin. He had the stomach issues last year. They just couldn't find out for the longest period of time what the problem was. They diagnosed it. There's the set, and the 1-1 pitch from Hudson on the way. Gutierrez is swinging a foul back in the count 1-2. So they took care of that. And then this year at spring training, he has the torn pec muscle, suffered in just pregame drills right before Cactus League got underway in March. So that put him on the DL. And then he had the plantar fasciitis with the sore heel. Good to see this young man back. Here is the stretch and a move over to first base. That'll get Ichiro back to the bag. On deck is Kyle Seager. Mariners 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Diamondbacks 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Ichiro lead at first with the top of the 5th inning. Nobody out. Here's the pitch to Gutierrez, way outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners trying to even up their mark in interleague play this year. They're 6-7 now against the National League, 3-0 against Colorado. And that last homestand had a rough time, 1-2 against the Dodgers, 0-3, swept by San Diego. But the Mariners bounced back and won 2 out of 3 against San Francisco. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's inside on Gutierrez. Ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Mariners were 9-9 in interleague play last year. Ichiro again a lead at first base. Hudson now taking some time between pitches with Ichiro aboard. 5-2 Diamondbacks. Here is the stretch and the 3-2 to Gutierrez, and it's outside for ball 4. So Franklin draws a walk, and that's the second walk given up by Daniel Hudson. Ichiro down to second base, 2 aboard and nobody out for third baseman Kyle Seager. The Mariners bring the tying run to the plate. Left-handed hitter, if he gets a hold of it, Red, it gets out of here to right field, even though it's way back there in right center field. Just 334 down that right field line. Time called. Montero, the catcher, Miguel Montero, goes out and have a word with Hudson, along with the middle infielders as they change up the signs. Bloomquist, the shortstop, and Aaron Hill, the second baseman.
A lot of pitches thrown. 9 3-ball counts so far in the game.
Here is Kyle Seager. Kyle is 1 for 2, had an RBI single that drove Ichiro back in the third inning. The stretch and the pitch, swing and a foul back, and man, he had a healthy cut on that first pitch. Change up from Mr. Hudson. Just a little away on the outside corner.
You know, with the swing that he took, he could have tied the game real quick.
He has 8 home runs out of the year. Now 40 runs batted in. Runners get their leads. Goody at first. Ichiro on at second. Nobody out. Pitch to Seager, and it's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. So Hudson is going to stay right there in the outside corner. The center fielder, Gerardo Parra, shaded toward left center field. First at bat of a series. You know how the other team is going to pitch you. Next offer on the way, and it's high and outside. Ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ichiro leadoff single to center. Franklin Gutierrez with a walk. Tying run at the plate, and Kyle Seager, the set by Hudson. And the 1-2 pitch to Kyle, swinging a drive deep into the gap in right center field. Going and going, out there by the pool. Over the pool in right center field. Kyle Seager has just tied this ball game with his 9th home run of the season. And it's now the Mariners 5 and the Diamondbacks 5. How about that? You got fans out there swimming in the pool. That ball sailed right over the fans in the pool in right center field beyond that wall.
I don't think there's much doubt about that when he hit it, because number one, Parra, the center fielder, he took a few steps that direction, then gave up on it. And then Upton just kind of jogged that direction, and he didn't give it much of a pursuit.
So 3 runs are in, game tied at 5. Here's Jesus Montero. He swings and lashes one foul off the railing in front of the Mariners' first base dugout, and the count is 0-1. So Kyle Seager with 4 RBIs in this game. 3 with 1 swing of the bat here in the 5th. He had an RBI single in the 3rd. He now has 43 runs batted in for the year. Brand new ball game. Pitch to Montero, swinging a hot shot ground ball past the mound, over the bag at second and into center field. Montero aboard, and still nobody out here in the 5th. Get word now that that ball landed in the pool. It looked like from this vantage point it may have cleared the pool, but it landed in the pool in right center field. The home run by Seager. So time is called. Pitching coach Charles Nagy out to the mound to have a talk with Hudson.
I'm telling you, that ball that Seager hit, that was right there. That was almost like on a tee for him. And I tell you, he did not miss it. Now, he had a pitch earlier, the first pitch thrown to him in that at bat. It was almost the same pitch, and he swung and just fouled that straight back. And he finally got the pitch again, and he didn't miss it this time.
Looking at the location, it was right down the heart of the plate, and he didn't miss it. Hit it way out to right center. Nagy back to the third base Diamondbacks dugout. Here is Michael Saunders. Even game at 5, and now the Mariners have Montero on at first base, the go-ahead run. Still nobody out here in the 5th. The pitch to Saunders, and he takes a fastball low. Ball 1. Michael lined out to Hill at second. And he's also popped up to Hill at second base. And Saunders can give the Mariners a lead with one swing of the bat. Now the set by Hudson. And the 1-0 pitch, low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. So Kyle Seager has really quieted down this crowd here at Chase Field with that long home run. Number 9 for Kyle. The stretch and the pitch to Saunders. Swing, ground ball right side. It's going to sneak on through past the diving second baseman Aaron Hill into right field. A base hit for Saunders, and on the play, Montero will get down to second. So another hit for the Mariners. First and second for the Mariners. Still nobody out. And here comes Justin Smoak.
That's a perfect example when you hold the runner on at first base, how that opens up the right side of the diamond, because that ball was not hit particularly hard, but it was hit directly in the hole.
Gets on through into right field. A base hit for Michael Saunders. So now the go-ahead run is on at second base. And here comes Diamondbacks manager Kirk Gibson out of the dugout, making the walk to the mound. He's got a left-hander warming up down on the pen. He's going to bring in the southpaw, and that's it for the right-hander, Daniel Hudson. So 1 inning for the Mariners. 3 runs are in. They've got 2 on, nobody out, 5-5 tie. We're going to be right back after this word from the Washington Air National Guard. For more information, visit goang.com/WA. Back with more after this.
Well, the D-backs have a new pitcher out there on the mound. Craig Breslow is coming in, making his 27th appearance of the year. He has worked in 27 2/3 innings. Opponents are batting .216 against him. He has 10 base on balls, 23 strikeouts in the 27 2/3 innings that he's been out there, and a record of 1-0. And we'll be facing here Justin Smoak. Mariners have runners at first and second. Still nobody out, and we're tied at 5.
So Diamondbacks manager Kirk Gibson saw what Justin can do batting from the left side with a home run to right field off the right-hander Hudson. And he brings in the left-hander Breslow to pitch to him. Swinging a foul back by Smoak, batting now from the right side, and the count is 0-1. 3 runs are in on the 3-run home run by Kyle Seager. 5-5 tie. And that's been followed by consecutive singles by Montero and Saunders. And still nobody out here in the 5th. So the base runners still belong to Hudson, who goes 4+ innings. The stretch and the pitch to Smoak, and it's inside on Justin. Ball 1. 1-1. Hudson, 4+ innings. Right now he's given up 5 runs, all earned on 10 hits, walked 2, struck out 6. Mariners 5 runs, 10 hits for the night. Here's the set. And the 1-1 from Breslow. Swing and a foul off the foot of Smoak, and he is down in a hurry. Justin is hurt. Runners get their leads at first and second. Breslow look around, and the 1-1 pitch to Justin, swing and a miss. And a fastball, and the count is now, well, that's strike 3. It was a 1-2 count. So Smoak goes down swinging. 1 out for the Mariners here in the 5th inning. One down, and here's second baseman Dustin Ackley. They're going to take a look at that knee when he gets back inside that dugout. Here's Ackley. Ackley has walked and also singled to right field, 1 for 1. The pitch. Lone outside in the dirt, gets on by the catcher Montero. The runners take off, and both of them get there safely. Montero to third. Saunders down at second. Advance on a wild pitch. Pitch was in the dirt. It got on by Montero. Miguel Montero, the catcher for the Diamondbacks, off to his right. And Jesus Montero on at second is able to go to third. Saunders reading Montero's move, and he gets down to second base. Big play right there, because now no chance for the double play, and you got 2 men on in scoring position. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Ackley. Checks a swing. It's a strike. 1-1 on Dustin. 3 runs are in, and a chance to get some more. Break up a 5-5 tie. Breslow on in relief of Daniel Hudson. Runners are leads, and the 1-1 to Ackley is inside with a fastball. Ball 2, 2-1. Mariners and the Diamondbacks tomorrow afternoon. We're going to take the air at 11:30 for the pregame show, at 12:40 start here in Phoenix. 2-1 pitch, and that's up and in. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. Breslow in his last 8 outings has a 7.71 ERA. 7 innings, he's given up 6 earned runs. Here's the stretch. And the 3-1 pitch, swing and a pop up out of play on the third base side. Full count on Ackley at 3-2. Dustin 2 hits in last night and another base hit tonight. I'll tell you what, he's hitting real well since the move down to the number 7 spot for the time being.
Sometimes you get guys further up toward the top of the lineup, and they try to hit the ball too hard, and they don't do much.
Now the infield comes up close for play at the plate, and the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss by Ackley. Just kind of chopped at the ball and pitch up and in, and he goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Craig Breslow, and there's 2 outs for the Mariners. Here in the 5th, let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
Tomorrow, the Kevin Calabro Show will catch up with you right after the Mariner game. What will the M's bring from today's game on to San Diego? We'll be with you right after the game tomorrow here on 710 ESPN KIRO AM Seattle.
2 on, 2 outs, 5-5 tie. Top of the 5th, here's Brendan Ryan, and he takes outside, ball 1. You have the pitcher due up next, Erasmo Ramirez. Base open over at first. Brendan Ryan is 1 for 2 tonight, and they pitch to Brendan Ryan. Here's the stretch, and the next offer on the way, and it's a strike on Ryan, and the count is even at 1-1. Because if they intentionally walk Brendan, then Eric Wedge comes up with a pinch hitter with the bases loaded.
I think that's the reason they're going after Ryan.
So you're right, they go after Ryan right here. Now the set, and the 1-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Brennan trying to keep it going. Jesus Montero, the go-ahead run on at third base. Right behind him, Saunders is on at second base. Looking for a clutch base hit. Brennan got one the other night. Saturday at home against San Francisco with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball. Belted deep to left field. Kubel going back to the track to the wall. Goodbye baseball. How about that? Brendan Ryan with his 2nd home run of the season. It's a 3-run shot, and now the Mariners lead the Diamondbacks 8-5 here in the top half of the 5th, and the Mariners have scored 6 runs in the inning. Brendan Ryan with a 3-run home run, number 2 on the year. 8-5 Mariners lead.
It's about time that the Mariners had a big inning, and it has shown up here in the 5th inning. A big inning. 2 3-run homers.
1 by Seager, 1 by Ryan. 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Erasmo Ramirez, and he takes a look at ball 1. Holy smokes, what a shot by Ryan. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a strike, and the count is even on Ramirez at 1-1. So that was the matchup that Kirk Gibson wanted, and Ryan came through for the Mariners. The set and the 1-1 to Ramirez, swung on, popped up in the shallow right field, coming in Justin Upton. Upton is there and on the run, makes the catch. That will end the inning. Well, the Mariners send 9 men to the plate, and they score 6 times. Pair of 3-run home runs by Seager and Ryan. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Our score, it's the Mariners 8 and the Diamondbacks 5.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, and this is a pop quiz.
Brock and Salk, weekday mornings 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Welcome back to Chase Field. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Our score now, it's the Mariners 8 and the Diamondbacks 5. A big 6-run top of the 5th inning. Our Sterling Bank score, 8-5 Mariners lead. And we have a new pitcher for the Mariners, right-hander Hisashi Iwakuma takes over in relief for Erasmo Ramirez. So Ramirez does not go 5 to try to qualify for a win, but he really struggled his last 2 innings. He got a chance to hit for himself, though, in the top half of the 5th, popped up to short. So here is Iwakuma to take over, so Ramirez goes 4 innings. things off, Jason Kubel, the stretch, and the pitch to him is down and away, ball one. So Ramirez goes 4 innings. He gives up 7 base hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, no walks, and he struck out 5. 8-5 Mariners. What a top of the 5th. There's the pitch. Up and in with a fastball, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Kyle Seager got a pitch, center cut, and hit a 3-run home run into the pool beyond the wall in right center field here at Chase Field. And for Kyle, that was his 9th home run of the year. Here's the 2-0 offer. Swing and a line drive foul out of play on the left field side. And it's 2-1 at Kubel. And then Montero singled, Saunders singled, Smoke and Ackley struck out, and then Brandon Ryan hit a 3-run home run out toward left center field for his 2nd home run of the season to break up a 5-5 tie. 8-5 Mariners. Kubel 1 for 2 with a double. And it took a nice play by Justin Smoke to retire Kubel in the first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball into the gap, left center field. Easy play for Saunders. Michael gets over, and he's there and makes the catch, 1 away. Well, it's time for the Farmers Friendly Reviews. See how your highly trained local Farmers agent can save you money. Call 1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com. We are insurance. We are Farmers. Mariners got a run in the 2nd on a home run by Justin Smoke. A run in the 3rd, RBI single by Seager. They had that big 6-run explosion in the 5th. Diamondbacks got 3 in the 3rd and 2 in the 4th on home runs by Parra and Hill. Here is Paul Goldschmidt. The pitch to him is down and away from Iwakuma, ball 1. Goldschmidt drove in 2 runs with a single to center field in that 3-run 3rd. He's also bounced back to the pitcher that was Ramirez at the time in the 2nd. Iwakuma ready. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball sails up and in, ball 2. 2-0.
We were hoping that with the heat outside that maybe some of that would rub off on the Mariner bats. Well, it has. They've hit 3 home runs here tonight.
8 runs on 11 hits. On a warm night here in Phoenix, 106 degrees outside the ballpark. Our game time temperature 81 degrees in. Here's a swing and a high fly ball. Deep right center field. Ichiro going back, and this one is gone. Out by the pool in right center field, Paul Goldschmidt with a home run the other way, his 9th home run of the year. And it's now a 2-run Mariner lead. It's the Mariners 8 and the Diamondbacks 6.
Each team now with 3 home runs.
Parra, Hill, and now Goldschmidt, the home runs for the Diamondbacks. Smoke, Seager, and Ryan for the Mariners. 6 home runs in this game, and we're only in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Mariners lead 8-6. And here is catcher Miguel Montero. Iwakuma, the pitch. Swing and a foul out of play on the 3rd base side. 0-1. Well, now it's a battle of the bullpens. And the Mariners bullpen in the month of June has been beyond good. How about this? A 1.31 ERA in June by the Mariner pen. The stretch and the 0-1. Swing and a foul back by Montero, and the count is 0-2 on the Diamondbacks catcher. Miguel has struck out. He's also popped up the Smoke at first base. Well, it's a fasten your seatbelt time in this one, Red. These 2 teams starting to swing the bats now.
It's something different to watch.
Nice
I like it. Put
runs.
that ball in play. Whack it.
Hit it hard. And the pitch, check swing, pitch down and away. Did he go? He did not. 1-2 on Montero. Thought for a second he might have went after it. Miguel Montero, an all-star for the first time last year. 1 out, nobody on, 1 run in. Here's the stretch. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a line drive into left center field for a hit. Up with the ball is Gutierrez. Montero on at first base. And that'll bring up 3rd baseman Josh Bell, who represents the tying run of the game. Bell is 1 for 2. He doubled to right field in the second, was left stranded at second base. And Ramirez struck him out in the third. That was the final out of the inning after the Diamondbacks scored 3 times. Iwakuma, check over his shoulder at the runner first. Montero, no steals. Here's the pitch, the Bell, and a big swing and a miss, 0-1. Other scores around baseball on this interleague play Tuesday night. Kansas City and Houston, a final, as the Royals shot the Astros 2-0. Luke Hochevar gets his 4th win of the year. Now the stretch and the pitch. Bell takes up and away for ball 1, 1-1. Baltimore in New York against the Mets. And the Mets shut out the Orioles 5-0. Johan Santana the winner. He's now 5-3. Iwakuma looks in, has the sign from Montero. The pitch to Bell. Strike on the outside corner. This is played up by Brian Gorman. 1-2 the count. Cincinnati and Cleveland. Indians get 2 in the bottom of the 10th inning tonight and win 3-2 over Cincinnati. And in the NBA Finals, the Miami Heat beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 104-98. The Heat leads the series 3-1. Iwakuma steps off the rubber. No throw. Just looks Montero back to the bag. 1 on, 1 away, 1 run in. Bottom of the 5th, 8-6 Mariners lead. Again the set, and here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt, knocking it down Montero. Nice play by Jesus, and the count is even on Bell. And 2-2. Good block by Montero to keep Montero at first base. Miguel Montero, and the double play in order. Minnesota and Pittsburgh tonight. Pirates beating the Twins by a score of 7-2. Kevin Correa the winner. He goes to 3-6. Infield double play depth. Ryan and Ackley. Here's the set. And the 2-2 pitch. Bell swings, chops one out toward Ackley. Backhands. Little flip to Ryan, who barehands the ball. The throw to first is wide, and it pulls smoke off the bag. They get Montero at second base. And Bell is safe at first base. Cannot turn the double play, and Brendan Ryan is upset with himself. They had a chance to turn 2.
He had a little bit more time than he realized. He barehanded the ball on the toss from Ackley when he had plenty of time to get set and throw the ball to first, because Bell does not run that well.
If that throw is anywhere near the bag, they would have easily doubled up Josh Bell at first base. So Bell safe at first on the fielder's choice. 2 outs in the inning. 8-6 Mariners lead, bottom of the 5th. And here is center fielder Gerardo Parra. Parra homered, leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. Iwakuma ready. Here's the pitch. And it's a slow curve inside. Ball 1. But that chopper up the middle. Ackley went to his right to backhand the ball. He was, well, maybe 10 feet away from Brendan Ryan. Just kind of popped the ball over to him, and he made their barehanded stab. They got the force at second on Montero. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way to Parra. Here she comes, and it's in their first strike. 1-1. Paul Goldschmidt with a home run here in the 5th inning, making it a 2-run game. Diamondbacks a game under 500. 33-34 for the year. They're 16-16, 500 at home. A game under on the road at 17-18. Here's the set. And the 1-1 pitch to Parra. Swing and a chopper back toward the mound along the first base side. Picked up by Iwakuma. Dropped by Iwakuma. No throw to first. So Parra is safe at first base. Bell gets down to second. And that is going to be an infield base hit for Parra. Chopped in the air to the right side of home plate between the mound and the first base line, where the ball landed on the grass. It kicked toward the line. Iwakuma got to it, then dropped it, and then decided, and wisely so, just to hang on to it at that point. So now the Diamondbacks have the tying runs aboard. 8-6 Mariners. And here is Lyle Overbay out to pinch hit for Craig Breslow. This is Overbay. Lyle from Centralia, Washington, a big left-handed bat coming off the bench for the Diamondbacks. Carl Willis out to the mound to have a talk with Iwakuma as they go over the report on how to pitch to Overbay, who's batting .357 with 2 home runs and 9 runs batted in. So a dangerous left-handed hitter at the plate. Diamondbacks have the tying runs aboard, and the go-ahead run is at the plate now in Overbay. Carl Willis back to the Mariners' first base dugout. Here we go. Fasten those seatbelts a little bit tighter. 2 on, 2 outs, 1 run in. 8-6 Mariner. Overbay steps in. Iwakuma plants that back foot in front of the rubber.
Boy, this thing is going. It may end up being a football score.
Iwakuma trying to get out of a jam here in the 5th to set. And the pitch to Overbay, and it's low, ball 1.
Rick, just going back and looking at the number of pitchers that have been used the last 4 series with the Dodgers, San Diego, San Francisco, and last night, Mariners have used 31 pitchers in the last 10 games.
Now the set by Iwakuma, the 1-0 pitch up and away, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes to count. A lot of work.
They have the bullpen has done a fabulous job, but 31 pitchers have been used in the last 4 series. And you just wonder if maybe some of those guys are getting a little tired.
Tom Wilhelmsen has been doing a great job now in the closer's role in place of Brandon League. Here is the set by Iwakuma. A look back at second, and the 2-0 pitch. Overbay is swinging a ground ball, base it up the middle into center field. Bell rounding third, he'll score. Heading for third is Parra. He'll be here there. Gutierrez up with the ball. The throw to second, cut off by Ackley, and it's now a 1-run game. Lyle Overbay with a pinch hit RBI single right up the middle into center field, scoring Josh Bell from second. It's now the Mariners 8 and the Diamondbacks 7. Parra goes from first to third on the pinch hit single by Overbay. Still 2 outs here in the 5th, and now the Diamondbacks have the tying run 90 feet away at third base. 8-7 Mariners hanging on to that 1-run lead. 2 runs are in for the Diamondbacks here in the 5th. And here is Willie Bloomquist. Bloomquist is 1 for 3 with a triple, and he scored a run back in the 3rd. Iwakuma. It's been a long inning for the right-hander on in relief. Here is the stretch and the pitch to Willie, and it's in there for a strike. 0-1. Runners on at the corners, first and third for Arizona. Mariners 8 runs, 11 base hits. Diamondbacks 7 runs on 11 hits. Each side with 3 home runs tonight. Iwakuma stares down the sign from Montero. And the 0-1 pitch to Bloomquist, swinging a ground ball up the middle into center field for a base hit. Here comes Parra on to score, and the Diamondbacks come back to tie the game at 8-8. Willie Bloomquist with an RBI single right up the middle. Parra scores from third, and on the play, Overbay will get down to second base. All even at 8-8 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Iwakuma being roughed up by the Diamondbacks. Time called. Jesus Montero out to the mound. Have a talk with Iwakuma. Activity down in the Mariners bullpen in the right field corner. And here is Aaron Hill. All he did last time was hit for the cycle, and tonight he is 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. And his pop-up turned out to be a sacrifice fly in the 3rd. So he has 2 extra base hits and a couple of runs batted in. Aaron Hill, the hitter. 3 runs in. Diamondbacks have tied the game at 8-8. 9 runs combined here in the 5th inning. The stretch and the pitch to Hill, and it's a breaking ball down and away. Ball 1. So now the Diamondbacks have Overbay on at second, who represents the go-ahead run of the game, and Bloomquist on at first base. Diamondbacks talented shortstop Stephen Drew has been hurt quite a bit the past year, and he's on a rehab assignment. But when he comes back, Willie is still going to play a lot of shortstop. Here's the set by Iwakuma. Now the 1-0 pitch to Hill on the way, and it's up and away, all the way to the backstop. It goes, hits off the backstop, comes right back to Montero. A wild, wild pitch. That will send Overbay to third and Bloomquist down to second base. A fastball over the head and behind the back of Aaron Hill, and it hit off the backstop on a fly, and now the Diamondbacks have 2 on in scoring position. 2-0 the count on Hill. That pitch wasn't anywhere near Montero, and now Eric Wedge says put him on. So they will intentionally walk Aaron Hill to load the bases, and there is ball 3 with Justin Upton due up next. Well, Wedge has seen this guy do so much damage in the opening 2 games of the series. There is ball 4, and that was a little high. So the intentional walk to Hill, and now the Diamondbacks have the bases loaded with 2 outs for Justin Upton. Here comes Eric Wedge out of the dugout. A call goes out for the right-hander, Sean Kelly, and Kelly will come in to try to put out the fire. Justin Upton coming up with the bases loaded. 8-8 tie, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Don't go away. We'll be back after this timeout.
ESPN Seattle.
Well, in the ballgame now, Sean Kelly takes over for Hisashi Iwakuma. And for Kelly, that has a record of 1-2, ERA just under 4, making his 20th appearance of the year. Opponents batting .293 against him. Bases are loaded. Game tied at 8. Wow.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that's it for Iwakuma. Here is Sean Kelly to face Justin Upton, the number 3 hitter for the Diamondbacks. Here's the stretch. Here's the pitch. Strike with a slider, and the count is 0-1. No room for Upton. Overbay is on at third base. Bloomquist is on at second. Hill had the intentional walk. He's on at first base.
Real good at bat right here. No room for error for Kelly. He has to throw strikes.
And the 0-1 pitch is swung on and hit out of play down the right field side, and the count is 0-2. So Sean right away gets out in front of the count, 0-2.
Good pitching so far, and we have said all along now, the last several series, what a great job the bullpen has done. They're in a jam, and they need somebody to come in and shut the door right now.
The Mariners could not turn the double play here in the bottom of the 5th inning. If they did, it would have been just 1 run for the Diamondbacks. Runners get their leads at every base. Here's the stretch, and the 0-2 pitch way outside, and a good stop by Montero. And the count is 1-2 on Upton. A 2-time All-Star. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Has flied out to center, safe on an error by Ryan at short. And he struck out in the 4th. Ramirez got him in the 4th inning. Kelly, glove hand, left thigh, looks in, has the sign. Here's the set. And the 1-2 pitch on the way to Upton. It's way outside again, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Jason Kubel. He led off this inning against Iwakuma and flew out to Saunders in left center field. And then Goldschmidt went boom. The home run to right center got things going. 8-8 tie, bottom of the 5th inning, bases loaded, and the 2-2 to Upton is low, ball 3. Full count, 3, and 2 with a slider. So Kelly has gone all the way. On Upton, a .259 hitter this year, but still one of the more dangerous guys in the National League. And now the fans are on their feet here at Chase Field. No room for Upton. Overbay at third, Bloomquist at second, Hill on at first. Game tied at 8. Here's the stretch, and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sean Kelly strikes out Justin Upton with a fastball, and that will retire the side. Holy smokes, what an inning. Arizona 3 runs to tie it up, and they leave the bases loaded. What a job by Sean Kelly. We go to the top half of the 6th, tied. Mariners 8 and the Diamondbacks 8.
Hey, golfers, Putts Golf is your golf.
Listen to Bob and Graz tomorrow noon to 3 on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, what an inning. We go to the top half of the sixth, all tied now at 8-8. The Mariners have the lead 8-5. Diamondbacks get 3 in the bottom of the fifth inning. So we go to the top half of the sixth, and a new pitcher coming on, Zagurski, Mike Zagurski, now in relief as we head to the sixth. What a game, and for the play-by-play, here's Ron Fairley.
All right, thank you very much. As we go here in the inning, I tell you what, the Mariners fell behind. First of all, they took the lead. Okay, we look like they're going to be okay. Then they fell behind by a 5-2 margin. There's the first pitch to Ichiro, and that is high and outside, ball one. Then the D-backs took the lead. The Mariners came back and took the lead. It's going back and forth here all evening long. What a game we have. Ichiro has 3 hits tonight. Here's a pitch on the way, and a fastball is high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. He got his 25th 100 hit the first time up. He looped one into center field for a base hit, doubled to left in the 3rd inning, and then hit a ground ball back up the middle in the 5th inning. So he's 3 for 3. Next pitch is swung on a big chopper to second base on 2 hops, backing up his heel. He has it, throws to first base, and that takes care of Ichiro. 4-3 on the putout. 1 man gone here in the inning. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
It is Bob and Graz here enjoying baseball with you. We'll be doing the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah, but we'll be doing it from home. Mariners playing during the day. No show, but we are back Thursday.
Thursday at 12 noon on Bob and Graz, 710 KIRO AM Seattle.
So with 1 man out, that will bring up Franklin Gutierrez. He'll be facing the left-hander, Mike Zagurski. And the pitch is in there for a strike. And it's 0-1. Gutierrez has hit he struck out into a double play back in the 1st inning, is sacrificed in the 3rd inning, walked and scored in the 5th inning. So officially he is 0 for 1. Next pitch, there's a breaking ball in there by Zagurski, and that evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, what a game this has been. 8 runs, 11 hits for the Mariners. 8 runs, 12 hits for the D-backs. A lot of offense tonight. The 0-2 pitch is way outside. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mariners love to get Goody back on track the way he was a couple of years ago. I'll go back to 2009. We had 18 home runs, drove in 70. 1-2 pitch is down low and inside, has him dancing out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gutierrez. Game tied at 8. Boy, that error by Ryan, that top there, bottom half of the inning, opened the door for a couple of more runs for the D-backs to score. 2-2 pitch on the way, low and inside. Full count now, 3-2. Big gap out there in right center field between Kubel and Parra. Parra shading Gutierrez over like that of a left-handed batter. And Kubel with a lot of room to cover out there in left and left center. 3-2 pitches on the way, and Goody takes call, strike 3 right around the knees. Didn't like the call. Looks back at the home plate umpire, Brian Gorman, and now just walks away.
Third baseman.
Strikeout number 1 for Zagurski. And that'll bring up Kyle Seager. Seager having a good night. He got a base hit in the 3rd inning to drive in a run, then hit a 3-run homer in the 5th inning. His 9th home run of the year. He has 4 runs batted in here this evening. He is 2 for 3. Game tied at 8 as we go here in the inning, and the first pitch is a fastball, and therefore called strike 1. Well, you can follow Mariners with MLB.com at Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Mike Zagurski is the 3rd pitcher used by Kurt Gibson. Mariners have used 3 pitchers here this evening. 3-2 pitch is on the way. Swung on a ground ball right back to the pitcher who gloves it, goes to first, and an easy 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Game tied at 8.
Whether you're an active daily trader or just managing your own retirement funds, StockCharts.com will make you a better...
Talk tomorrow 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. In a game tied at 8, we have a new pitcher out there in the mound. Lucas Litke is out there taking over for Sean Kelly, who goes 1/3 of an inning. Strikes out the only batter. How about that? Striking out Justin Upton with bases loaded on a 3-2 count and a nasty slider at 84, 85 miles an hour. And he got Upton to go after it, missed it. And the Mariners got out of the inning. So here we go to the sixth inning. Sterling Bank score 8-8 as we go here in the inning. That'll bring up Jason Kubel. It'll be Kubel, Goldschmidt, and then Montero to be facing the left-hander. Litke with a record of 1-0. He has yet to give up a run. This is his 26th appearance of the year. He's worked in 16 and 2/3 innings. And the left-hander's first pitch is a breaking ball in there for a called strike one. Kubel is 1 for 3. He doubled and scored back in the third inning. First time up, he bounced out to first. Last time up, fired out to left field. And the next pitch is swung on and a hit off the hands, looped over the head of Ackley into right center field. Ichiro over, up with it, gets it back to the infield. And Kubel with the second base hit of the ball game and leadoff single here in the sixth inning. Well, Eye Associates Northwest wants to give you your eyes a gift of healthy vision. With an annual checkup eye exam, many eye diseases can cause blindness. An annual eye exam and new advances in treatments can make sure that you and your vision have a lifetime relationship. Call area code 206-215-2020. That's 206-215-2020. Pitch on the way and a fastball. Misses inside, ball one to Paul Goldschmidt, who homered his last time up. The right-hander hit one to right center field, right over the 376 sign. Demonstrated great power going that other way. Now has 9 home runs on the year. He's driven in 3 runs tonight. And the pitch on the way is a called strike one. He had to be looking breaking ball because he just took that one right down the middle. Could not have been looking for the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Litke is the 4th pitcher used by Eric Wedge. Left-hander ready, and the pitch on the way. Fastball inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Erasmo Ramirez went 4 innings, and he allowed 5 runs on 7 hits, struck out 5. Iwakuma came in, went 2/3 of an innings, and got roughed up a bit. Allowed 3 runs on 5 hits. Kelly went just 1/3 of an inning. Pitch on the way. It's in the dirt, gets away from Montero, and down to second base goes Kubel. It looked like a breaking ball in the dirt and just rolled up the arm of Montero. And right now we'll call that a wild pitch. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Game tied at 8. Mariners jumped out in front, took a 2-0 lead, and then in the third inning, D-backs scored 3 runs to take a 1-run lead. They added 2 more in the 4th to take a 5-2 lead. Here's a pitch on the way, swung on and bounced foul outside of third. So the count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. But then in the Mariners' half of the 5th inning, they scored 6 runs on a pair of 3-run homers. A 3-run homer by Kyle Seager and a 3-run homer by Brendan Ryan. And the Mariners had an 8-5 lead, only to have the D-backs come back with 3 runs in their half of the 5th inning. And that's the way we are. Pitch on the way, swing and fouled at home plate. So the count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We mentioned earlier, after this series, Mariners go on to San Diego before returning home. They have a big homestand coming up. We have Oakland coming in for a 3-game series on the 25th, 26th, and 27th. Boston comes in for a 4-game series starting on the 28th. And then closing out this 10-game homestand that's coming up, you have Baltimore Orioles coming in on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Always best to have your tickets in hand. 3-2 pitch from Litke, and it is swung on, hit hard, but outside of third. So we'll do it all over again. Count remains a full count, 3-2. As we mentioned to you, the Mariners bullpen has been absolutely fantastic. Those guys down there have allowed just 1 run in the last 19 innings heading into tonight's ball game. Can't ask them to do much better than that. Litke again set, and the 3-2 pitch on the way. It's down in the dirt, gets it away from Montero. Ball 4, and moving from second to third is Kubel. So that is ball 4, and I don't know, I guess they're going to rule that as a wild pitch. So Litke walks a batter, and now the D-backs have runners at first and third with nobody out here in the 6th inning. And the batter will be the catcher, Miguel Montero, who is 1 for 3. He was called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. The Bears just blew a fastball by him then. Then he popped up to first base in the 3rd inning, and he singled to center field in the 5th inning. 1 for 3 tonight, has not driven any runs. He has 33 runs driven in. And the first pitch, big swing and a foul behind home plate. His count is 0-1. Infield, playing pretty much straight away. They're at double play depth right now in the infield, but in the outfield, with Saunders, Gutierrez, and Ichiro, they're playing straight away. Litke studying the signs of Montero. Now the left-hander's ready. And the pitch on the way. Swung on, base hit right field. 1 run will score. Around third, no. Holding at second base is Goldschmidt. Ichiro gets it back to the infield. And the D-backs lead by a score of 9-8. Solid base hit that time by Montero. 34th RBI of the year. Scoring, of course, from third base will be Kubel. And that'll bring up third baseman Josh Bell. We have action out in the Mariners bullpen. They have a right-hander loosening up. And from our vantage point, a little tough to tell who that is.
And Red, that's the first earned run that Lucas Litke has given up this year. And here it is, June the 19th. His first earned run in his 26th appearance of the season.
Yeah, and if you look at it, that covers 16 2/3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
That's mighty impressive.
Kid's
Time
been
called.
amazing.
Yeah, Carl Wallace going out and having a meeting out there in the mound, and the home plate umpire, Brian Gorman, going out there to see if he can move things along a little bit.
And there were a couple of wild pitches, but honestly, Montero needed to block at least one of those, maybe in both of them.
Maybe both of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, you know, with as great a job as the bullpen has done, I just wonder with all the pitchers that have been in the games in the last 4 series, that are they getting a little tired?
Innings are starting to add up.
Innings starting to add up a little bit. So Willis is back into the dugout. D-backs with runners at first and second. Bell standing in, switch hitter, batting right-handed. Let's see how they want to play it here. Guy has some power. Don't know what kind of a bunter that he is. Litke comes set. And a high leg kick, and it didn't give any indications that that Bell was going to sacrifice. He was still in his hitting position, so I guess that Kirk Gibson says, you know, we have a 1-run lead. Go ahead, swing away. 9-8, D-backs. Litke set, and a pitch on the way, and a fastball goes low and outside. 1 ball to no strikes. And Josh Bell, who was recently called up from their AAA ball club Reno, where he's batting .381 with 4 home runs and 30 runs driven in. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He had a couple of hits and an RBI in the game last night. 1 ball, no strikes. And the left-handers 1-0 delivery on the way. Swung on, a bouncer to short. Ryan has it, shuffles to Ackley, on to first, double play. Nicely turned that time. 6-4-3 double play. On the play, Goldschmidt goes over to third, but 2 men are out here in the inning. 6-4-3 in the putout. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Gerardo Pereira. Parra with a home run and an infield base hit put a charge in one back in the 4th inning. His 6th home run of the year. And then bounced one off the plate and right out there in front of home plate and then trickled right along the first baseline. And he managed to beat that out, so he has a couple of hits. He is 2 for 2 tonight. D-backs leading by a score of 9-8 as we go here in the 6th inning. And Litke's first pitch is there's an attempted bunt, and it's foul straight back. Looked like he was going to try to drop it down third, and right on top of him was Seager. Had he bunted that ball, Seager would have had him easily at first base. So Seager was playing in a few steps at third, and as soon as Parra showed bunt, Seager was off and running toward the plate. Litke again set, the 0-1 pitch on the way. Check swing, and Parra took a really wicked, well, it was an ugly kind of swing up there. If he would have hit it, it wouldn't have gone very far. The count is 0-2.
Kind of swung in sections.
Yeah, well, yeah, he started to swing, tried to hold up, swung, and bat didn't quite even get around. And Brian Gorman, the home plate umpire, puts a new ball in play. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Litke set one more time, and the 2-2 pitch in the way. It is a call, strike 3. Parra taking that right down the heart of the plate and side retired. But D-backs come up with 1 run in the inning, and after 6 complete, they're on top by a score of 9-8.
Heating.com. Seattle Mariners baseball is brought to you by StockCharts.com, Sterling Savings, and Les Schwab Tires.
Big gap out there in left center. They shade Montero. Well, they play him basically like a left-handed batter. Here's the 0-2 pitch in the way. Waved out and missed. Chased one way outside. So down goes Montero. 3rd time that he has struck out. One man is gone here in the inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Michael Saunders. Saunders 1 for 3. Had a base hit his last time up, and eventually scored on the home run, the 3-run homer by Ryan. Saunders 1 for 3. Brian Shaw works out of the stretch, and the right-hander's next pitch is a fastball that rides high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball at 95 miles an hour. Once again from the stretch position, Shaw rocks in the pitch on the way. Hit off the hands and bounced foul outside of first base. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, Michael had a pitch right there, Red. Pitch down and in and just topped it and fouled it away off to the right side.
Problem is when you're that tall, your strike zone's a little bit larger. Got a lot of strike zone to cover for this big guy right here. He has very good power, does Saunders. The 1-1 pitch. Just outside, the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Mariners trying to get their interleague record back to the 500 mark. They have a mark of 6-7. Shaw again set, and the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count is even now, 2-2. Last night, the D-backs snapped a 7-game losing streak to the Mariners with that 7-1 victory. Mariners are 13-6, and has faced the Mariners a few times. 2-2 pitch again on the way, and it is swung on, and a bouncer just over the bag at first base, fielded by Goldschmidt, who hasn't stepped on the bag, and that takes care of Saunders. 3 unassisted, 2 men out here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Justin Smoke. When you look ahead to the San Diego series, Kevin Millwood and Felix Hernandez and Hector Noesi will be going for the Mariners in that series. Here's Justin Smoke, 1 for 3. Hit a home run back in the 2nd inning. His 11th home run of the year. And the pitch to him is a fastball right under the hands for strike 1. Since that home run, Justin has flied out to left field, and he is struck out. 11 home runs, 31 runs driven in for the switch hitter. And the next pitch is down low and inside. Ball 1-1-1. Really doesn't make much difference whether Justin is hitting left-handed or right-handed. Coming in the game, left-handed, he's a .218 hitter. Right-handed, he's batting .222. So just about the same from either side of the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and a big chopper to first base. And it's just inside the bag, and Justin says it hit the foot. And it's a foul ball. Smoke never left the home plate area. The ball hit him in the front foot. You recall the last time up, he hit one and fouled it off his right knee.
Yeah.
And now this time he fouls it off his front foot.
Went down, got him on the foot. The ball really bounded pretty quickly out toward first base, but the home plate umpire, Brian Gorman, knew it, said, no. Foul ball.
So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Shaw's next pitch is hit off the hands, broken bat, little looper to the shortstop, Bloomquist. He's there, makes the catch, 3 up, 3 down. 7 in a row now, set down by the D-back staff. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning. D-backs on top by a score of 9-8.
Dodge sure makes it tough to pick a favorite. You have the great stuff. Well, browse tomorrow noon to 3 on 710 ESPN Seattle.
We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and right now the Mariners have a new pitcher out there at the mound. It'll be Brandon League coming in. League is making his 31st appearance of the year, record of 0-4. And opponents are batting .287 against the right-hander, and League's first pitch is over the plate but low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
Ryan Roberts leading things off for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Whole lot of offense tonight.
1 ball, no strikes to Roberts. And then you go back to the top of the order in Bloomquist. Next pitch swung on, a slowly hit ground ball to Ackley at second base, who moves a little bit to his left, fields and throws Roberts out. 4-3 and a put out. We're going to pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
On 710 ESPN KIRO AM Seattle.
Here's Willie Bloomquist standing in. Willie having a good evening. He has a couple of base hits, a RBI, a run scored. He is 2 for 4 in tonight's game, and the pitch on the way from League is in there for a call, strike 1. As we mentioned, the last 13 games, Bloomquist has been hitting right at the 333 clip. He has been on base now in 24 of the last 25 games, and he swings and fouls this behind home plate. And the count is 0-2. He has hit safely in 22 of the last 25 games. Those are nice little hitting streaks that you like to put together. He has 14 hits during that stretch. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, a bouncer over the bag, but foul at third base. So the count remains at 0-2. Brandon League, 5th pitcher used by Eric Wedge. Lidke went 1 inning. Gave up a run on 2 hits. Walked 1, struck out 1. And Brandon League coming in. And the strike 2 pitch in the way, and Bloomquist has to duck under it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the order, Bloomquist, Hill, and Upton.
That's that splitter that Brandon wanted to bounce 0-2, but he left it up and in.
Sometimes sometimes that split finger is a little tough to control. The ball slips between your index finger and your middle finger. Next pitch is a bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There are a lot of pitchers that can't throw that pitch because their hands aren't large enough that they can
get a good grip.
Get a grip on it. Here's the 2-2 pitch in the way, and bouncer. There goes a big barrel into the bat down the third base side. The ground ball goes to Ackley, who fields and throws out Bloomquist. We got bats sailing all over the place here. So a broken bat, ground ball out, 4-3 and a put out.
And the jagged edge of the barrel of the bat went out toward third base coach Matt Williams, so he got out of the way, but it was a weak ground ball to the right side of the infield for Dustin Ackley.
So 2 men retired here in the 7th inning. D-backs lead by a score of 9-8. And the batter is Aaron Hill. Mariners haven't gotten this guy out in the series yet. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike one. He went 4 for 4 last night, hitting for the cycle. First time up tonight, he doubled. Hit a sacrifice fly to drive in a run in the 3rd inning. Then he homered in the 4th inning. And his last time up in the 5th inning, he was intentionally walked. And the pitch is swung on, a bouncer to 3rd. They're going to get him this time. Seager goes across the diamond, and they finally got him out. 5-3 in the putout. League has a very good 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 8th inning. The D-backs on top by a score of 9-8.
A simple little screw in the road. Luckily,
90 in Eastgate or ChaplinSubaru.com.
Brock and Salk, weekday mornings 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we have a high-scoring game here tonight in Game 2 of this series. Right now, the D-backs on top by a score of 9-8. Let's go to the 8th inning, and for more play-by-play, here's Rick Riz.
All right, Brett, thank you very much. And the Diamondbacks have another pitcher. David Hernandez, a big right-hander, will take over in relief to work the 8th. What a ball game. Diamondbacks lead 9-8. Dustin Ackley leading off the 8th inning, and he takes a strike from Hernandez, and it's 0-1. Seesaw game back and forth. Mariners had the lead 2-0. Then it was 3-2 Diamondbacks, 5-2 Diamondbacks. Mariners then led 8-5. Diamondbacks tied it at 8. They now lead 9-8. Swinging a foul back by Ackley, and the count is 0-2. Dustin is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled to right field back in the 4th inning. So Hernandez becomes the 5th pitch used by Diamondbacks manager Kirk Gibson. Hudson, Breslow, Zagorski, Shaw, and now Hernandez. Here's the stretch and the 0-2 pitch way up and in. Dustin backs away, ball 1-1-2. Day baseball tomorrow here in Phoenix, and it's on to San Diego, an off day on Thursday. 3 games over the weekend with the Padres. Here's the set. And a 1-2 pitch swung on, high chopper to the right side of the mound, off the mound quickly. Hernandez has it. Little underhand toss to first, and it's in time to get Ackley 1 away. So Hernandez very quickly off the mound toward that bag over at first base, and he makes the play. Here is Brendan Ryan. Well, friends, Wells Fargo has always been there working with you to help you reach your financial goals. Now and in the future, they're going to continue to provide sound financial guidance and a commitment to customer service. Wells Fargo is with you when you want to keep moving forward. Wells Fargo, together we'll go far. Brendan Ryan with a big hit, a 3-run home run. Back in that 6-run top of the 5th inning, Kyle Seager also hit a 3-run homer. So Mariners 6 runs in the 5th. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Brendan, way up high with a fastball, ball 1. Ryan is 2 for 3 tonight. He also singled back in the 2nd inning. Just trying to get aboard any way he can right now to get the tie and run on base. Diamondbacks 9 runs, 14 hits. Mariners 8 runs on 11. The pitch up and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Glad you could join us for all the play-by-play tonight from Chase Field. Mariners trying to even up the series. Last night, Diamondbacks won the opening game of the set 7-1. Here's the stretch and the 2-0 pitch. Ryan, a swing and a foul back. Hit a good pitch. Got underneath it, and the count is now 2-1. For Brennan, that home run in the 5th inning was his 2nd home run of the year. The stretch and the 2-1 pitch. That's up and in. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. And once again, he's looking for a fastball right here. Last time up, he got a 2-1 fastball, rode it out of here to left field.
Didn't he hit a grand slam home run in Toronto last year?
I think so. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a strike on the inside corner. Full count. 3-2.
Seems to me I did that game, and he had a grand slam home run up there.
Michael Saunders had one this year. Help win a ball game in the 10th inning after homering in the 9th inning. The set and the 3-2 to Ryan, way up and in, and he has to hit the deck. Ball 4. Fastball way high and tight, so Brennan Ryan on at first base with 1 out here in the 8th. That almost hit him. So the Mariners have the tying run aboard. That fastball just zipped right by his helmet as they were able to duck and turn around to his right. And here is John Jaso out to bat in the pitcher spot. So here's Jaso, John Jaso. John batting .258, 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in. He has 6 game-winning RBIs this year. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and it misses. Ball 1.
Boy, it is tough to sit around for about 3 hours and then all of a sudden come up in a close ball game like this and expect to do something. Pinch hitting is a tough, tough duty.
Got to really stay in the ball game, don't you? Look at the different situations that come up when you might be able to hit. Here's the set. And the 1-0 pitch to Jaso, swinging a foul off the top of the screen behind home plate, 1-1, especially in interleague play in a National League ballpark. Pretty good chance somewhere at the end of a game you might get a chance to hit.
Good chance that you're going to hit. And the best thing that could happen to a pinch hitter like this is to get swing and foul off a couple of pitches. Give you a chance to get loose a little bit.
Yeah.
And then hopefully get a good pitch to hit.
He's come up with some big hits coming off the bench this year. Ryan a lead at first base. A lot of room out there in right center field for John, a left-handed hitter. Here's a swing and a ground ball, base hit into right field. Ryan to second, makes the turn, heading for 3. Up with the ball, up, then the throw to third. Brennan slides. He's safe at third. Slid to the outfield side of the bag, reached in with his left hand to grab it. So John Jaso comes through with a pinch hit single into right field. Good hustle by Brennan Ryan. He goes from first to third. And with 1 out, the Mariners have the tying run 90 feet away for Ichiro.
And Ichiro's having a good night. He has 3 hits in the game. He got his 2500 hit in the first inning, a double and scored in the 3rd inning, and he singled and scored in the 5th inning. So he's 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. And has a chance to get a base hit, or at least to drive in the runner, drive in the tying run here in this inning.
Time call. The catcher Miguel Montero out to talk with David Hernandez. So the Mariners have the tying run on at third, the go-ahead run on at first base, and John Jaso comes through, coming off the bench one more time with another big hit. So here is Ichiro looking for his 4th hit of the game. On deck, Franklin Gutierrez. In a few steps at third base is Josh Bell. The stretch and the pitch. Ichiro swing and a foul out of play in the third base side. 0-1. And a fan reaches up and makes a nice catch. 0-1 the count on Ichiro. Runners get their leads. Mariners trying to get to David Hernandez here in the 8th inning, and now time is called, and Montero, the catcher, goes out to the mound one more time, so they're not quite on the same page. And they talk things over. Somebody tossed something on the field. One of the members of the security department running out there to pick up a few things out there in right field. Montero back behind the plate, goes to the signs for Hernandez. First and third, 1 out, top of the 8th inning. 9-8 Diamondbacks. So the Mariners threatening here in the 8th to stretch. And the pitch to Ichiro, swing and a fly ball into right field. Going back a few steps is Upton. He is there. Catch is made. Ryan tags, trying to score. The throw to the plate is cut off by Goldschmidt. Ryan will score. Game tied at 1-1. And on the play, tagging and going from first to second, John Jaso. The throw came in from Upton. It was cut off by Goldschmidt, the first baseman, and Jaso is able to get into second. We've got a tie game. It's the Mariners 9 and the Diamondbacks 9.
What I don't understand is why Upton threw the ball to the plate. He had no chance to get the runner at third, yet he allowed the runner at first, the go-ahead, the winning run, potential winning run, to go from first to second.
And the throw toward the plate was cut off by Goldschmidt, and John Jaso heads up play, tags, and goes to second. So Ryan scores. 2 outs in the inning, and here's Franklin Gutierrez. And the pitch to Franklin, big breaking ball for a strike, 0-1.
I would think that as much as he's played there in the outfield, when you're that deep, you're not going to throw the guy out, anybody out of the plate. So throw the ball to second base. Keep the runner at first.
Turned out to be a break for the Mariners.
Mariners get a break.
Because now the go-ahead run is on at second base with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Gutierrez. Swing and a miss, and a pitch that was in the dirt. So the count is 0-2 on Gutierrez, and he needed a 7-iron to reach that one. 0-2 on Franklin, who has fanned twice tonight. Had a sacrifice bunt in the third and also walked and scored a run in the fifth. Gutierrez steps back in. Jaso, a lead at second base. The stretch by Hernandez, and the 0-2 pitch to Gutierrez, and it's inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. On deck is Kyle Seager. So now Gutierrez a chance to give the Mariners a lead right here with a base hit. Hernandez looks in, has the sign, all tied at 9-9. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball to third. Up of the ball is Bell. His throw to first is in time to get Gutierrez, and that will end the inning. Well, the Mariners get 1 run on the sacrifice fly by Ichiro to tie it up. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mariners 9 and the Diamondbacks 9.
Easy to use financial charts help you find stock market all-stars and avoid investing errors. Stock charts.
Rock and Sock talk Mariners tomorrow morning 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Once again, it's a brand new ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's now the Mariners 9 and the Diamondbacks 9. Justin Upton will lead things off, and the Mariners have a new pitcher. Left-hander Charlie Furbush will take over in relief. Charlie's doing a great job out of the bullpen. 2-1 record with a 2.49 ERA in 24 appearances. He's worked 25 and a third innings, given up only 12 hits, 7 runs all earned, only 5 walks, and 31 strikeouts. 5 walks, 31 Ks. And opponent's batting average against Charlie just 138. So Charlie takes over here in the bottom of the 8th to face Justin Upton, then Jason Kubel and Paul Goldschmidt, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Diamondbacks. Mariners 9 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. Diamondbacks 9 runs, 14 hits, and no errors. Here's the stretch by Charlie. He delivers. And it's a strike called, 0-1. A nice curveball by Furbush. Great control with that pitch. It's out in front of the count. Upton is 0 for 4, has fanned twice. Was safe in an error by Brennan Ryan at short, and he's flied out to Gutierrez in center. The pitch swung on, fouled away up the first base side, and it's 0-2.
Well, you talk about the strikeouts. Furbush has been on a pretty good roll. He had at least 1 strikeout in each of the last 13 games. He struck out 19 in 14 and third innings during those 13 games. And he has had at least 1 strikeout in 20 of the 31 games.
Here's the 0-2, and it's a fastball that's up and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's able to get out in front with that curveball. He's able to get to strike 1 in a hurry and then go from there. Charlie looks in, has the sign from Montero, and the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, low and inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Upton, not too long ago, was benched by his manager Kirk Gibson, but over the last 6 ball games, hitting .375. For the year, hitting just .259. Furbush ready, and the 2-2 on the way, and it's low, ball 3, full count. "26 hits in this game. 12 for the Mariners, 14 for the Diamondbacks. Upton steps back in. Waves that bat around as Furbush stares down, has the sign. Here's the set. And the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Charlie strikes out Justin Upton, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. Wow, the fans booing Upton as he makes his way back toward the dugout.
Well, they're not too happy with him the way he's been playing here. Although the last few ball games have been swinging the bat pretty good. I think the first part of the season, he was struggling quite a bit.
So another strikeout for Charlie Furbush, his 32nd of the year. And he has one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And here's left fielder Jason Kubel. Kubel 2 for 4 tonight with a single and a double a pitch. Curveball, strike, 0-1. And again, Charlie able to get out in front of the count with that breaking ball, Red.
I tell you what, he has good command of that breaking ball. And being a left-hander, if you can get your breaking ball over and every now and then show him a fastball, you can really do well.
Another breaking ball, and it's up and in on Kubel. Backs away from ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Guy with one of the great curveballs in history, Bert Blyleven, went into the Baseball Hall of Fame recently. Here's the set and the 1-1 pitch. Slider, swing and a miss by Kubel, and the count goes to 1-2.
Kubel missed that off the end of the bat. He didn't swing under it or over it. He missed that off the end of the bat.
That's how
ball
much
breaking
break
away from him. He took a swing at it.
Yeah.
That bat needed to be about a foot longer.
1-2 the count, and here's the pitch from Charlie. Up and in, another breaking ball. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 consecutive breaking pitches from Furbush. Kubel almost drove in a run back in the first inning, but it took a nice play by Justin Smoke behind the bag to retire him and the Diamondbacks. And save a run. The 2-2 pitch is down and away. First fastball to Kubel is ball 3, and it's a full count. Mariners 9, Diamondbacks 9. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Seesaw struggle this entire game. 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the 8th. Charlie looks in, the sign from Montero. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball, foul up the first base side. Still 3-2. On deck is Paul Goldschmidt. How about Kubel? His last 11 games, batting .364. There's number 13 on his back. The outfield straight away. Saunders, Gutierrez, and Ichiro. The set and the 3-2 again, and it's strike 3 called. He got him looking. So Charlie Furbush with a fastball dots the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Furbush here in the bottom of the 8th, and 2 down for the Diamondbacks.
And I think Kubel thought that was outside. Wasn't too happy with the call by the home plate umpire.
Say, friends, this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners Baseball Club. Here is the pitch to Goldschmidt, a curveball, and it's down and in, ball 1. Not only is that the big break so tough for a hitter, Red, but it's also the speed. He takes a little off that curveball sometimes. That one came in down and into Goldschmidt, a right-handed hitter at 81. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Came back with a fastball, and the count goes to 1-1.
Fastball at 92 miles an hour.
Goldschmidt 2 for 3 with a 2-run single and a home run to right field out by the pool. Yeah, they got a pool here beyond that right center field fence here at Chase Field. The next pitch, curve, swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2 on Goldschmidt.
Breaking ball down low and in, and that time Goldschmidt just swung right over the top of it.
Throw it again. Man, he's got a nasty curveball. He has fanned Upton, he has struck out Kubel, and he is 1-2 on Goldschmidt. Charlie Furbush from the set. And the lefty's 1-2 pitch, and it's strike 3 called with a fastball on the inside corner. Charlie strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Upton, Kubel, and Goldschmidt, they all strike out. We go to the top of the 9th hour score. It's the Mariners 9 and the Diamondbacks 9.
This June, we're out to break every Ford sales record in the...
Listen to Bob and Gross tomorrow noon to 3 on 710 ESPN Seattle.
What a job by Charlie Furbush as he strikes out the side in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we go to the top of the 9th here in Phoenix, Chase Field. Game tied, Mariners 9 and the Diamondbacks 9. And former Mariner closer right-hander J.J. Putz will take over in relief. So here is J.J. to face Kyle Seager, Jesus Montero, and Michael Saunders. Putz 1-3 with a 5.14 ERA in 22 appearances. He has 13 saves. Kyle Seager steps in to face J.J. to lead things off here in the 9th inning. He's 2 for 4 tonight with an RBI single back in the 3rd and hit a 3-run home run into the pool in right center field. His 9th home run of the year in that 6-run 5th inning. 9-9 tie. J.J. leans in with that big frame. Now the set and the pitch on the way to Kyle. It is ball 1. Mariners got a run at the top of the 8th inning. Sacrifice fly by Ichiro that tied the game at 9. That scored Brendan Ryan, who walked with 1 out. John Jaso had a pinch hit single into right field. Ryan was able to get to 3rd. The next pitch to Seager is a strike on the inside corner called strike 1 as Seager was backing away. It did catch the inside corner and he kind of fell over the plate a little bit with his momentum. So the count is even on Seager at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, they have the right part of the lineup coming up. They have the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up.
Seager, Montero, and Saunders. Puts the set and the 1-1 pitch, and that's outside. Ball 2. 2-1. J.J. fastball and a splitter. J.J. out of the Detroit area now makes his home here in the Phoenix area. Puts, looks up and in to get the sign from Montero. Here's the stretch. And the 2-1 pitch to Seager. Swing and a fly ball into left center field. Going back toward the warning track. Still on the run. Parra near the track, and he's there and makes the catch. And there's 1 away. Seager flies out. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
710 KIRO AM Seattle.
So 1 out for the Mariners here in the top of the 9th inning. Game tied at 9, and here is Jesus Montero. He is 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored, and he has fanned 3 times. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Montero with a swing and a pop-up way up there and out of play on the first base side. 0-1.
That was one of his better swings tonight. That time it looked like he wasn't fooled on the pitch, and he got the bat right through the zone and just had a better swing than he had that last time up. He didn't have very many good swings at all.
Yeah, he chased a couple of pitches outside. Here's the set. And the 0-1 pitch to Jesus. Swing and a foul out of play down the right field side. And it's 0-2, and it looked like he didn't get that front foot down quick enough to try to hit it into the gap in right center field. Had a little bit of a high leg kick on his stride toward the ball, and the count is 0-2 on Montero. J.J. in with a sign. The right-hander's 0-2 pitch. Splitter in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire Brian Gorman with a fresh supply of baseballs from the Diamondbacks bat boy. Mariners big inning, 6-run 5th. 9-9 tie here in the 9th inning. J.J. is ready, and the 1-2 to Montero. Swing and a miss. He went after a splitter that was down, strike 3. So 2 outs for the Mariners here in the top half of the 9th inning. Well, the sights and sounds of Las Vegas make their way to Safeco Field on Saturday, June 30th as part of Viva Las Vargas Night. The first 10,000 fans score a pair of Elvis-style sunglasses. Well, the Mariners take on the Red Sox at 7:10. There's fun to be had at Viva Las Vargas Night on Saturday the 30th. So pick up your tickets now at mariners.com. 2 up, 2 down, 9-9 tie, 9th inning. And here is Michael Saunders. 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. The pitch to Saunders. It is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Yeah, that's where Putz will try to stay on the outside corner to Saunders, a left-handed hitter. The ball jumping out of here to right field tonight at Chase Field. Each side with 3 home runs in this game. Puts his 0-1 pitch on the way. Saunders with a swing and a fly ball into right center field. Got it off the end of the bat. Going back a few steps is Parra, and he's there to make the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Tied. Mariners 9, the Diamondbacks 9.
There's nothing better than
Problem solved. Listen to Brock and Salk tomorrow 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, with the ball game tied, Mariners 9 and the Diamondbacks 9, Charlie Furbush will try to get this one into extra innings tonight. He struck out the side in the bottom of the 8th inning when he fanned Upton, Kubel, and Goldschmidt. And now he'll take a look at Miguel Montero, Josh Bell, and Gerardo Parra here in the 9th. Mariners 9 runs, 12 hits. Diamondbacks 9 runs on 14. Each side 3 home runs. Here we go, the stretch and the pitch to Montero. Curved, down and away, ball 1. Charlie likes starting off hitters with that big breaking ball. That one missed down and away. Montero is 2 for 4 tonight. Last time up in an RBI single. Charlie looks in. Here's the stretch and the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a pop-up in behind third base. A play for Kyle Seager. Foul ground. He's there. And going back to his right, makes the catch. And there's 1 out for the Diamondbacks here in the 9th. So 1 away. And here is third baseman Josh Bell. Bell is 1 for 4. With a double back of the second, hit into a double play in the 6th inning, and it was Bell who hit that ground ball to Ackley at second, where the Mariners could not turn the double play when they had a chance. Brennan Ryan barehanded the ball, got a force at second, but his throw to Smoke at first was wide, and Bell was safe. Here's the pitch, and it's outside, ball 1. And had the Mariners turn that double play, they would have a 2-run lead right now. 1-0 the count on Bell. Here's the stretch by Furbush and the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, strike, and the count is even at 1-1. He will throw that curveball any time of the count.
I think he can get that curveball over in his sleep.
I think so too, Red. What a pitch for Charlie. Here's the 1-1. Sweeping breaking ball, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, and the count is 1-2. My goodness. That came in at 82 and had some bite to it. Down and in on Bell, batting right-handed. He's a switch hitter. Furbush already with 3 strikeouts against 4 batters he's faced. And he's 1-2 on Bell. And here's the pitch from Charlie. Fastball, strike 3 called. Got him looking. And there is strikeout number 4 of the 5 hitters he has faced. This one caught looking. Josh Bell with a fastball. So 2 outs for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that pitch was right down the heart of the plate, and Bell could not pull the trigger. So 2 outs, 5 in a row retired by Charlie Furbush, who's been outstanding, and here is Gerardo Parra. And be careful with Parra. A home run leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. He's 2 for 3. 9-9 tie, bottom of the 9th inning. The set and the pitch. Breaking ball, strike, 0-1.
Mariners relief pitchers have retired the last 10 batters that they've faced.
Last hit was Montero's RBI single in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Here's the set by Charlie and the 0-1 pitch to Parra. Another breaking ball, another strike, and the count is 0-1. He took a little off that breaking ball at 81 miles an hour. 25 pitches for Furbush, 16 strikes. 4 strikeouts. Here's the set. And the 0-2 on the way, and it's high and outside with a fastball, ball 1, 1-2. All right, come back with that sweeping curveball away. on Parra, left-handed hitter. Just make sure you stay away. You don't want to make a mistake middle in for Parra. Short part of the park to right field. Here's the set. And the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, swinging a fly ball, straightaway left. Saunders comes in. Michael is there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. And we are going into extra innings tonight. We go to the top half of the 10th. Our score, the Mariners 9 and the Diamondbacks 9. So we're going into extra innings, and every time this season, the Mariners
and lease through Ally. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by July 2nd, 2012. Dodge and Hemi are registered.
There's 3-2. Arizona, they have played one extra inning game this year, and they won that game. Here's the first pitch in the inning, and Justin Smoke takes the pitch high and outside. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Justin with a home run back in the second inning. Since then, he has flied out, he has struck out, and he has popped up to shortstop. He is 1 for 4. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way from J.J. Puck, and that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. J.J. in his second inning of work has the sign. And the pitch on the way is in the dirt, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Times closers have a rough time if they have to work that second inning. They're so accustomed to coming in the 9th, working 1 inning. Sometimes that second inning gets to them.
Yeah, they're in the habit of working just that 1 inning. And you're right, that second inning does have a tendency to give them a rough time. J.J. ready again, the 2-1 pitch in the way, and it's inside, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. J.J. came on to the major league scene with the Mariners back in 2003. And was there in 2004, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then spent some time in the minor leagues and then went to the New York Mets in 2009. There's a pitch that is down low, ball 4. So down to first base goes Justin Smoke. Mariners have the leadoff man aboard. And how many times have we talked about that first guy getting on, eventually coming around to score? Well, see, we can do it right here.
We're going to pinch runner for Smokey over at first base. Munenori Kawasaki will take over at first as the pinch runner. So Kawasaki on at first base.
Well, let's see what the skipper has in mind. Here is Ackley standing in. Ackley 1 for 3. Are you going to sacrifice the runners along? Let's see. What does he want to do? J.J. comes set. And he turns and throws to first base, and Munenori diving back on his belly. After J.J. Putz left the Mariners, he went to New York in 2009. Was over with the White Sox in 2010. Signed with the D-backs in 2011. And here he is. Pitch on the way, and Ackley takes the pitch high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And you can tell that Montero is looking for Kawasaki to take off down there at first base. He is ready to throw, and he can. J.J. was pretty much a workhorse for the Mariners. In 2004, he worked in 54 games as a turn to throw to first base and diving back one more time as Kawasaki. 64 games in 2005, 2006, 72 games. That is his career high in games in a single season. J.J. comes in one more time. Kawasaki with a pretty good lead at first base. J.J. get ready. He holds. And now steps off and looks the runner back. 1 ball, no strikes to Ackley up there at the plate. Game tied at 9. 26 hits in the game, 12 by the Mariners. It's kind of been a seesaw battle. Mariners finally tying the game. Or I should say, the Mariners tied the game in the 8th inning on a sacrifice fly by Ichiro. Here's the 1-0 pitch. No, and again, a throw over to first base. A lot of hitting, a lot of things going on, a lot of pitches thrown in the game tonight. A lot of 3-ball counts. Kawasaki with a very good lead at first. And that's making J.J. a little bit uncomfortable out there in the mound. 1 ball, no strike. J.J. set one more time. Continues to hold. Pitch comes to plate. And the pitch, fastball, high and outside. Ball 2. So right now, Kawasaki has the attention over there of the big guy out there in the mound. And sometimes that takes a little concentration away from the plate. First time that J.J. has gone more than an inning this year. So let's see if Rick is right going out there for the second inning. He's ready one more time. Pitch on the way, and a fastball is in there for a call, strike 1. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Kirk Gibson has a right-hander warming up down in the bullpen. Submarine-style right-hander Brad Ziegler is getting loose.
Well, they only have 2 more guys down there. They have Ziegler and Colemanter. That's the only 2 guys. Colemanter worked in the game last night. J.J. Putt comes set one more time. 2 balls, 1 strike. Turns, snaps it over to first base. Timing back one more time is Kawasaki. Ackley checking with Jeff Datz down there at third as he goes through a series of signs. Now Ackley gets into the batter's box. J.J. leaning in, reading the signs of Montero. Now straightens up, checks the runner over at first. And the big right-hander comes to the plate. The pitch swung on, line drive, base hit out into left center field. Over is Parr. He's up with it. Throws back to second base, and holding at second base is Kawasaki. Second hit of the ball game for Ackley. As he shot one out there in the left center field, Mariners now have runners at first and second. And nobody out, and that'll bring up Brendan Ryan.
Well, the infielders are talking things over right now with Montero, the catcher, and J.J. Putz. Kirk Gibson is coming out of the dugout, so look for Brendan Ryan to lay down the sacrifice bunt and get 2 on. We're going to have a double switch right here. We're going to have a new outfielder. Chris Young will go out to play center field for Parra. So Young is going out to center field. And Kirk Gibson is going to bring in the right-hander Brad Ziegler. So the old double switch coming up here, Red.
The old double switch. So Parra is going to come out. That's where the pitcher's going to go. And that'll be Ziegler.
So Ziegler will take over. And he comes in 2 on and nobody out here in the backs will be submarine-style right-hander Brad Ziegler. Takes over in relief, 3-1 record with a 2.42 ERA. The Mariners and the D-backs tied at 9-9. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Brendan Ryan, the hitter. Casper Wells moves into the on-deck circle, Red.
Well, let's see what's going to happen right here. I got to think the sacrifice is in order right here with runners at first and second. Ziegler comes set, and the right-hander with a big high leg kick and nothing doing as he turns and checks back at first base. Ziegler, you may remember, was in the Oakland A's organization. The first time we saw him, had a chance to look at him work, was back in 2008. He was with the A's in the end of 2008. There in 2009, 10, and 11, and now here he is over there with the D-backs. Game on the line right here. Ryan, a pretty good bunter. Ziegler comes set, and the pitch on the way, and Ryan takes the first pitch outside. They had the wheel play on where they charge the first baseman and the third baseman, and they send the shortstop Bloomquist to third base. Try to get the lead runner there. Now, the next time they're going to do that, they're going to send Bloomquist to third, and then the second baseman's going to cover second, and then attempt the pickoff play at second. See if they can get Kawasaki to take the bait.
Yeah, he's got to be real careful. He's got to get that lead at second base and wait for Ryan to get that bunt down.
1 ball, no strike. Ziegler set. And Ryan around the bunt. He bunts it along the third base side. It's a dandy. Over is Ziegler. He has it. Throws to first base. Just in time. Boy, I tell you what, a close bang-bang play at first base. Hustling down the line that time was Ryan, but he had a perfect bunt. So a sacrifice. And it's 1-3 and a putout. And now the go-ahead run is at third base.
Good hustle and a great bunt by Brendan Ryan, and a heck of a play by Ziegler. He had to cover that third base line. He had to get to it right along the line because Bell had to stay home over there at third base. But an outstanding bunt by Brendan Ryan, and now the Mariners have 2 on in scoring position in a tie game here in the 10th inning.
And the batter will be the pinch hitter, Casper Wells. So this will be a very interesting at bat. The D-backs have the infield drawn in. Game tied at 9. This is the 10th inning. Ziegler ready. And the right-hander's first pitch is a fastball swung on a miss for strike 1.
Good aggressive cut by a pinch hitter. Casper Wells been sitting the entire ball game, but Ziegler wants to go out in front of the count looking for that fastball. He went after it. He let it all out there in that swing. That was a good swing.
Casper Wells had a couple of hits in the game last night. Next pitch on the way, and it swung on. Ground ball, base hit, back up the middle. Kawasaki will score, and around third. They're going to have another run across the plate as Ackley taps on home plate, and the Mariners take the lead 11-9. Great hitting that time. Great pitch hitting that time by Casper Wells to drive in a pair of runs.
The infield was up close for a plate to plate. Casper Wells hit a shot off the side of the mound right back into center field to drive in Kawasaki and Ackley, and the Mariners have the lead here at the top of the 10th inning. Both runs charged to J.J. Putz, and the Mariners now on top 11-9.
That would have been a base hit. I don't care where they were playing. Here's a pitch on the way, and Ichiro swings through the pitch and misses for strike 1. That was a solid base hit right back up the middle. Kind of caromed off the mound a little bit, but that ball was hit hard. Ichiro, 3 hits tonight. He's 3 for 4. Has driven in a run. And the next pitch on the way swung on and bounced foul outside of first base. And the count moves to 0-2. Just as a point of information for you, Ricky, the last time that J.J. worked 2 innings was against San Francisco last year, early in the season, April 17th. The only time last year that J.J. worked more than 1 inning.
Closers have a rough time when they try to work that second inning.
Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way from Ziegler, and Ichiro in the dirt off the glove and actually forearm of Montero. Down to second base goes Wells. That is a wild pitch. Montero didn't have a chance for that one. That ball was way to his left. Reached out there, and that ball hit him in the forearm.
No chance. Well, this reminds me of the series on the road in Anaheim where the Mariners kept battling and battling and battling and beat the Angels 2 out of the 3 games to finish out that road trip. That's what they're doing tonight here in Arizona.
Here is the 1-2 pitch to Ichiro, just inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 2 big runs here in the top of the 10th inning. On a pinch hit singled by Casper Wells, right back up the middle to drive in a pinch runner. Yorinorio Kawasaki as the next pitch to Ichiro is inside. And also driving in Dustin Ackley. 3-2 count now to Ichiro. Seven pitchers used by Kurt Gibson. 6 pitchers used by Eric Wedge. Here's the next offering, and a swung on, hit down the left field line, slicing, and it's a fair ball, and it's going to get down in the corner. Ichiro with his 4th hit, he picks up an RBI. Casper Wells scores easily from second. In fact, Ichiro trades places with him. So Ichiro picked up another RBI, his 2nd RBI on the night. He now has 25 in the season, and the Mariners lead it by a score of 12-9. And that will bring up Franklin Gutierrez.
Brad, it's so quiet right now you can hear a rattlesnake tails rattle.
Yeah, you can hear him. You can hear him rattling. I think that sent some of the people to to the cars. There's a swing and a foul at home plate. Count of 0-1. Gutierrez has struck out, sacrificed, walked and scored in the 5th inning, called out on strikes in the 6th, and he grounded out to third base in the 8th inning. Ziegler ready, holds, and now the pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball right around the knees for a strike, and it's 0-2. One out here in the top of the 10th inning. Mariners have tallied 3 times, and they now have a 12-9 lead in a game that is approaching 4 hours. Next pitch on the way. Swung on, a big bouncer right back to the pitcher, and they have Ichiro hung up between second and third, and Ziegler, the pitcher, runs at Ichiro and tags him. Ichiro couldn't figure out which way to go. And Ziegler pretty much forced him to go back to second. Ichiro tried to go to third, and he couldn't make it. So a fielder's choice, and Ichiro is out 1 unassisted for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Kyle Seager, who is having a good night. Seager is 2 for 5 with 4 runs driven in, including his 9th home run of the year. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
Here on 710 ESPN KIRO AM Seattle.
First pitch to Seager is down low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Montero. Should Seager get on? And the pitch on the way, and that's down low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strike. Same 2 teams tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon rather. It's a day game. Trevor Cahill will be going for the D-backs. Jason Vargas will be going for the Mariners. Ziegler ready. Looks the runner back, and the next pitch is bounced foul outside of third. Make that 2 balls and 1 strike. When the game started, we had a pretty good crowd on hand, 21,568 on hand. And we don't have anywhere near that right now with this long game that's being played here tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ziegler ready, and just holds, now works the plate. And the pitch is down right around the knees for a strike, 2-2. Ziegler takes quite a bit of time between pitches. Wants to make sure that that's the pitch that he wants to throw in the location that he wants to throw it. So he takes time out there in between each toss to the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, a big chopper toward Bloomquist at short. He comes in, fields, throws to first base in time, inside retired, but not before the Mariners roll out 3 runs in their half of the 10th inning. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Mariners on top, 12-9.
If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCrosse, you don't know Buick. The full-size Buick LaCrosse, or at Valley Buick.
Brock and Salk talk Mariners tomorrow morning 9 to noon on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we go to the bottom half of the 10th inning, and we have a few changes out there on the field. Kawasaki stays in the ball game at second base. Ackley goes to first base. And out there on the mound is Tom Wilhelmsen as he comes in to close things out for the Mariners here in this long game. And in the inning, it is going to be, let's see, Chris Young is going to be the leadoff hitter for the D-backs here in the 10th inning. And then right back to the top of the order. Wilhelmsen winds, and the pitch on the way, and it misses down low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 12-9. Mariners on top. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and a fastball right down the heart of the plate. That evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch on the way, fastball rides high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Right now, the pitcher of record, Charlie Furbish, is the pitcher of record for the Mariners. J.J. Putz, the former Mariner, closer for the D-backs. He has a chance to pick up the loss. The next pitch is fouled straight back. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Red, it can't get any better than what Charlie Furbush did tonight. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He struck out 4 of the first 5 batters that he faced. Retired 6 in a row.
Next pitch misses down low, and it's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just trying to bring your scorecard up to date. I tell you, mine looks like like a mess. Looks like a spring training game. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and down goes Young. Strikeout number 1.
Red, that was pure octane right there. 98-mile-an-hour heater, 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Tom Wilhelmsen. He just reared back, said, here, hit this, 3-2. No chance for Chris Young.
So 1 out. Get that leadoff man out. Go back to the top of the order now. Here's Willie Bloomquist. Willie has a couple of hits tonight. He tripled and scored in the 3rd inning. Drove in a run in the 5th inning. And the first pitch is in there for call strike 1. Bloomquist 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI tonight. Wilhelmsen turns that big body around. The pitch on the way, swung on and foul, tipped all the way to the backstop, and the count now is 0-2. Mariners lead by a score of 12-9 in a seesaw battle, and the Mariners have hung in there all night long, and they're battled their way back. They came up a run in the 8th inning to tie the game at 9, and then 3 runs they scored in the 10th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Curveball called strike 3. Bloomquist tried to duck under it. What a nasty curveball that was.
Oh, my goodness. Willie was backing up to Bremerton on that one. Oh, my goodness. A curveball 0-2. He just saw 2 fastballs at 98. And then the old bow locker right there for strike 3. What a pitch by Tom Wilhelmsen. Sometimes that just isn't fair.
Well, the hip pockets were going somewhere toward their dugout.
Oh.
So strikeout number 2. And the first pitch to Aaron Hill. Misses for ball 1. Mariners finally got this guy out the last time up. He bounced out the 3rd. He had 6 consecutive hits. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Wilhelmsen. And that misses ball 2. Mariners on top 12-9.
He hasn't thrown a fastball less than 98, Red.
Here's the 2-0 pitch in the way. There's a fastball, and that is 98 miles an hour. That's in there for a strike. Seems like his fastball is getting better.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch on the way from the tall right-hander. Fastball, called strike on the inside corner. That evens up the count at 2-2. So the Mariners now just 1 out away, 1 pitch away from ending this game and evening up the series at 1 game apiece. Wilhelmsen winds, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. It is swung on a miss, strike 3. Down he goes, strikes out the side, and the Mariners come from behind, and they win this game 12-9. And it was quite a performance. 29 hits in the game tonight, and it was quite a performance by the Mariners bats. They hung in there all night long, Ricky, and they pulled this one out.
Red, incredible. They never gave up. They kept fighting. 12 runs tonight, 15 base hits. And how about the job by the bullpen, especially Charlie Furbush and Tom Wilhelmsen? They strike out 4, 5, 6, 7 of the last 9 batters in this game. Charlie struck out 4, and then Tom Wilhelmsen, he strikes out the side in the bottom of the 10th inning. They didn't have a chance against Wilhelmsen's 98-mile-an-hour fastball and that big curveball. So the Mariners even up the series against the Diamondbacks and win tonight 12-9. What a performance.
It was quite a performance. And you know, the way things were going, it looked like, holy cow, the Mariners had just, stepped in it again. They fell behind 8-5. Next thing you know, they tie the game. They take the lead. It was a seesaw battle. I tell you what, it was a long game. But I tell you what, if you're going to play that long, you might as well win them.
Well, you know what? These are games where this young ball club learned so much from, and now let's go to this field. What a game. Mariners win at 12-9. That's our winning interview from tonight's game. Brought to you by Northwest Motorsport in Puyallup. Northwest Motorsport has the largest selection of trucks, and more trucks. Check them out at nwmsrocks.com and tell them the Bone sent you. Mariners over the Diamondbacks 12-9 in a game that goes 10 innings. We'll be back with the happy totals and a whole lot more after these messages.
PN Seattle.
Well, it took a while, but the Mariners finally pulled down a victory. But before we get to the totals, well, let's take a look at the totals of this evening's ball game. For the Mariners, 12 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. They left 6 men on base. I'm going to repeat that because you're not going to hear it very often. 12 runs, 15 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base. For Arizona, 9 runs, 14 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. 29 hits in the ball game, 15 by the Mariners. Charlie Furbish picks up the win. His record improves to 3-1. J.J. Putz takes the loss. His record is now 1-4. Tom Wilhelmsen picks up the save, his 5th of the year. Time of game, 3 hours and 59 minutes in front of a crowd of 21,568. So the series is even up 1 game apiece. Mariners win tonight by a score of 12-9. We'll be back with more when we continue in just a moment.
4th of July travel is just around the...
Hits, 3 home runs to the ball game. We go 10 innings, and the Mariners beat the Diamondbacks tonight by a score of 12-9. Welcome to the roundtable. Rick Riz along with Ron Fairley. Mike Blowers joins us from TV Land, and producer-engineer Kevin